Hey everybody, how are you doing this evening? We've got one heck of a show for you tonight. More guests than I think we've probably ever had on a CAF update. And that's saying something after 142 complete episodes. But tonight it is definitely jam-packed. And if you read the teaser email that I sent out earlier today, you know who our first guests are tonight. They are we've had them both on the show a few times. They are guests Mike Allred and Simon Miller from Got Superpowers. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Morning.
It is so nice to have you here.
Great to be back.
Well, you know, I already said it in the email that I put out like 4 or 5 hours ago, but now we can officially say, Mike, that you and Laura will be coming to the show that we've got in Orlando at the end of January in 2024.
Right on.
I am very, very excited. I mean, when we first started brainstorming the show, and then we first started thinking about who were the guests that we wanted to have there. I mean, you were at the top of the list, honestly.
Yeah, alphabetically.
Yeah, I mean, you were the second person I talked to. I'll say that, but it was only because of a scheduling thing. But you were definitely. I mean, we've had such a good time on the channel already, and I love your work. And I know that you know, you're not you don't get out to shows this side of the coast too often. I mean, I don't think
this is I don't even do this. You're the only person I've ever done these on camera things for, so I don't even do this.
Well, I sincerely appreciate it, but it was I felt, you know, I had to start with you guys, and because again, I want to try to have a lot of variety at the show. I want to focus. Yeah.
Is everything
good? So after
it's a brilliant idea. We're really excited about it. Yeah, we're eager to get there, and I'm sure we'll have a great time.
Well, I hope so. And are you fans of the parks? I've heard.
Oh, I'm actually building my own 1/6 scale Galaxy's Edge. It's mid-construction over here. Yeah, I go nuts with it. If I move these paintings away, you would see a 1/6 scale N1 Starfighter, Millennium Falcon cockpit. So Galaxy's Edge, and then you know, Laura grew up 4 miles from Disneyland. Oh, so wow. Every time we would see her folks, we'd get off to the happiest place on earth. But we've never been to Disney World, so it's going to be fun to compare it.
Oh wow, yeah, no, I love Disney World. I've actually, well, I think I've been to Disneyland, but I was probably so young I don't even remember it. But yeah, Disney World's great. I think you're going to have a good time. And
we're doing a meet and greet thing. Maybe some folks would like to see us at Disney World too.
That is true. You know, one of the things that I was going to tell people for, you know, was that, you know, the show is on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm definitely going to one of the parks on Monday and another one on Tuesday. You know, Universal one day, and probably, well, I don't even know which park I'll go to. Probably a couple parks at Disney on the other day. But that's what I was going to say. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to be there. If you want to go those days too, spend a couple extra days after the show and get a vacation out of it.
Laura and I are both experienced Millennium Falcon pilots, so we'll get you where you need to go.
Oh man, well shoot, then I know what ride I got to take you guys on. So let's see. So yeah. So as part of this, you know, when we were talking, I was like, well, you know, we want to do a meet and greet. We want to do something special, and I think you guys are still kind of ironing out some of the details. But you had an idea on commission offerings that you could do that were particular to the show, and a lot of them are kind of the standard ones that you do as far as the character, you know, single character, multiple character kind of stuff. But yep, and you have examples. It's actually just make you be the largest person on screen here. In fact, I think I'll put you over here and swing it like.
So here's your 11 by 17 art. This is with tones. I do like a wash, and that's optional if somebody just prefers simple line art. That's I do the tones. It's no cost. Somebody wants me to do tones. Yeah, no extra cost. Here's the Weird Al cover I did.
Oh my gosh. And you didn't show us that one before the show.
That's with tones. And I don't have an example of just line art, but yeah, tones just give it a pop. And then Laura, she scans my line art, and then I do the tones, and then she scans it again. So she's able to take the washes and turn them into any color she wants. It's a process that we've developed and just gives everything kind of a more organic I love the feel of it. It just kind of 3Ds it.
Definitely adds some depth to it. Absolutely.
So that's like optional when people are getting their commissions.
Just again,
whatever.
No extra charge for that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can specify up front if you want Mike to do it, or let Mike choose when he's doing it, and he just whatever he wants to do.
All right, interesting. Well, so I should let everybody know too. Right before the show, I finally linked in the description a link over to gotsuperpowers.com with a page just for the Orlando Commission list of options too, which we can talk about. I've got a screen I can share here with everybody as well, and then maybe Simon, you might want to run through things, and if we can illustrate a few examples here or there as we go through it. Oh, wrong one, that one, and now come on, there it goes. All right. Couple extra clicks there. So do you want to go through this, Simon?
Sure. I mean, I can't quite read it, but I know what's on the page. So basically, because to make the Orlando event that much more special, you get to do the meet and greet with Laura, so Mike and Laura, so you get to sit down with them and just talk and receive the commission in person. And then Mike's gonna kind of rummage through and find some kind of great swag to give as bonuses, signed merchandise, signed comics, graphic novels, whatever. I think some yo-yos and the like.
Signed books, cards, yo-yos.
And so, yeah,
I think I might have to sign up for this.
Yeah. So we've got the straightforward. These are the commission options we have kind of going all the time, which is, the option one is just a single character with full background commission. And as we kind of talked about, you can choose to add the wash tones, or, you go straight inks, or let Mike choose. So there's that. And then we have the up to 4 character option, which is option 2. And then with each option as well, you can choose to have a 1-to-1 print made that Laura does digitally and prints out, and then both Mike and Laura will sign that. So you get 2 pieces. And again, it's 1-to-1. There's no other prints that are going to be made of it. So that's a nice touch. And these images are the scans of the prints. This isn't a digital file. It's when I receive the print, I scan it just so I have it, and I can do things like this. But I think this was a Deadpool 3 mock commission, if I remember correctly, that the kind of concept for that one was.
Yeah, that's really nice. Well, I always like dupe.
Yeah.
So this is
I like
awesome.
I like how angry he is in this. Like he's ready for a fight. He's going in hard. So those are the first 2 options. So 1 character up to 4 characters, and then Mike will do a double commission, which is the third option, which is you get up to 10 characters, and it's done on 2 11x17 boards. And Mike will typically do them separately. They can work together, and they can work independently, or he can make them a true double page spread and really kind of let flow. The default is to make them separate, but that's down to the commissioner to kind of decide what they want, or again, let Mike choose and work out the magic that makes the most sense for the request.
Yeah, these are really nice when Laura gets to do the coloring on them too. Wow.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah,
exactly. Now we don't have images of the other pieces, but we do have the what you see behind Mike. I saw somebody was asking what's up with the pieces behind Mike.
So these are definitely the special options that we're doing for the Orlando show, and this is something that Mike's been playing around with. But these are large canvas pieces. So I don't know if you want to talk to this, Mike, and what you've been doing and what's going on behind you.
Absolutely. Well, when I first started, all of my comic book covers were full paintings, dead air, graphic music. The first 3 Madmans were paintings, and I even did 3 canvas Superman Madman cover paintings. And I've always enjoyed it, and I've always kind of viewed it as swiping back at Roy Lichtenstein. For whatever reason, people often refer to my work as pop art. And with Roy Lichtenstein, it's a love-hate thing. I love that he introduced the snooty art world to our humble comic book art form, but not happy with how there was no attribution, no credit for the people whose work he was taking from. So we take a comic book panel, blow it up, and sell it for, well, now that some of them are worth millions of dollars. But I love the idea of these big, colorful, pop arty paintings, and I've always enjoyed doing them. And this seemed to be the perfect opportunity to offer them for this event. And I don't know if you can really see the scale. Like Mad Kiss is the furthest one in the back. These are all the same size. So if you can kind of get an idea of how big this one is, you're you know how big those others are too. And smaller options are available as well.
Yeah,
but
those ones are,
the biggest one.
Sorry, Mike. Those are 36 inches by 48 inches, and though there is a slightly smaller option as well, which is, I'm just going to quickly look. It's 24 by 36.
And these are generally just simple, bold images. So more characters cost more, that sort of thing. But a nice, simple, poppy, punchy, in your face. 1, 2, whatever characters, those really make a nice impression on a wall or art gallery
or an art. You're basically starting your own art gallery with a few of those. So yeah, these are spectacular, man. But I didn't know you did your first covers painted as well.
Oh yeah. All of graphic music, those were all paintings that I did, and yeah, I think the last published ones were the Superman Madman. I think they were on the back covers.
I own a couple of the graphic music, a back cover, and I think I own like 3 color pieces in my collection.
Wow, I don't think. Do you have them in your calf gallery, Simon? I don't remember that.
I've got 2 of the 3. I think the third one is an ad piece. Okay. It's a fun little strip with a guy in a dog suit, and I haven't got that one up for whatever reason.
So let's see. Jason Harris wanted to know: could one get a commission and then decide later to get the colored print? I don't later meaning some before the commission's delivered or even after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We can deliver the inked commission. It is a bit more expensive to then get the print later because the files aren't as immediately accessible, and there's just a bit more of a process that goes along versus Mike drawing it and then it moves over to Laura. There's efficiency there, so it only goes up by $50. But obviously then there's probably shipping as well. Sorry, there is shipping as well that will be added. But yes, we can definitely you can definitely choose to add the color print later.
And since you mentioned shipping, we were talking about that before the show with these large paintings. We have a few alternatives, of course, to they can be delivered at the show for those of you who are capable of getting them home from the show. I mean, most likely I would have Mike ship them to me since I'm near Orlando, and then I would bring them to the show for the people who can pick them up there and bring them home. If you needed it mailed to you, that would be something that Simon and Mike would have to work out with you. And we understand. I mean, if you're going to get a 3 foot by 4 foot painting, that might not be something you want to try to take back on a plane. So we'll definitely work with you based on your needs. And you did mention which we don't recommend is taking, because these are not stretched on canvas boards, right? I mean, They are, so it's not like we would, and they are on canvas. So you could, in theory, take them off of those and roll them up and take them home, but we do not recommend that at all.
That would be at the risk of the person purchasing. It's possible. I wouldn't do it.
I'm not recommending it either. But, as we wanted to get these announced early because we want to make sure that they are able to be delivered at the time of the show. And so we are, we're still 9 months away, more than 9 months away from the show. But that was the whole idea behind getting the word out early rather than waiting till, 6 months out or 4 months out. So for those of you who are interested, I do have the link in the show description. Or in the site description, you got it. You can click the link. It's got superpowers.com/OrlandoCommissions.asp. That's how you get it there. It's not $1,000 shipping, Marcus.
I mean, I will happily charge $1,000 though, just to be clear. That's fine with me. But no, it would just be the traditional shipping cost if that's what we have to do. I also want to say, like, we haven't got a specific limit to the numbers of these things in mind. It's just because there are a few different options. It's going to be just the math of how many. It might be 2 canvas and then the rest are pen and ink and then we're done, or maybe it's 4 canvas and we'll see what the requests are, and then we'll have to cap it once we see that's where we're done for right now. And if things open up later on, we can reach back out to a waiting list. But yeah, we're happy to start kind of getting the requests in, and we can start to plot things out from there. And then, as I said, we'll move to a waiting list when we hit a kind of max for what we can see doing right now.
Exactly. And anybody picking these up, we're going to have a meet and greet set aside at the show for Mike, and we haven't determined times or whatnot, but you'll have an hour to hang out with Mike and Laura, and I'm sure that will be worth its weight in gold to be able to. You've seen Mike on camera before. He's a lot of fun to hang out with, and that whatever tchotchkes you're bringing to sign, whether they're what were you holding up before? I saw some cards and
I just box of these are 3D cards. And this has a Madman yo-yo in it. And some other stuff too.
Very, very nice.
And we'll have a bunch of books and stuff too. But that's why we do shows. We don't it's not about making money. It's about saying thank you to the people that allow us to live the dream. This is my childhood dream, and I don't ever want to take it for granted, or the people that make it possible. And so it's always a pleasure to be able to talk with folks and say thank you, and just hang out and talk about pop culture in general, which we're obviously crazy fans of.
So, I mean, you said that some of those paintings are just getting started or sort of making their way to being almost complete. I mean, how much time, like on the Kiss, have you been working on that?
A painting, on average, takes me a week in my free time. But I have my regular projects, which have hard deadlines and whatnot. Yeah. But I always have something going on with other things. I'm always building something. I'm, building a deck or a fort for the kids, or a N1 starfighter for me.
Dang,
I made that. So yeah, it's always and this is a pure pleasure for me. But because of this, I devoted way more concentrated time to get the Mad Kiss showable for now. But yeah, on average, it's from beginning to end. It's about a week to finish a painting.
And they are acrylic, right? Not oil.
Is that what you asked?
Yeah, exactly. I was curious the number of hours on average something like that would take you. And like I mentioned, it's acrylic, not oils, correct? I think we talked about that ahead of time. Yep. Oh boy,
didn't see that coming.
Now you didn't make that, did you?
It's all meet at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, I think we should, if you are really going to Galaxy's Edge on, Monday after the show, we should tell people that might encourage a few other people to show up and splurge for that. I haven't done it yet, but it's on my bucket list of things to do. That's for sure.
You want me to move that closer to get a better look of it?
Yeah, why not? Hey, Simon Tyler wanted to know if you were going to be at the meet and greet too. I think he wants your signature.
I saw Chris Lutz's response, and I think that's right. It does cost extra to get.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, that is an extra charge, Tyler. Yes. We'll work it out, though. We will definitely work it out.
but yeah, I am planning on coming to the show as well. So I plan on being there, whether I come to the meet and greet or I have to look after the table. I don't know. We'll work that out.
You said that one's about 85, 90% complete.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just some detailing, but generally it's all there.
Yeah, David said he had a great saber, man. I don't think we've had as realistic a one on the show before. We've had a few, I've had one that's like a 1-footer that I used as a prop for something once, but no, that was the most realistic one we've had on camera before.
Oh, the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen anything yet, right? Look at all that stuff behind him, man. This is a different angle on the studio than we had the last time.
Oh, unfortunately, it's not charged up, but this dark saber is killer. It looks just like the show. It flickers and it's crazy cool. But look at that hilt.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let you bring that in the parks, though.
Yeah.
Actually, they do.
They will.
Yeah. They don't. They won't let you dress as you can suggest a costume, but no screen accurate costumes because they don't want you being confused with the I forget what they call
with the real actors that are at the park. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But you'll see people in Jedi robes and whatnot. But like I have a full on Mandalorian suit, and I'm not allowed to wear it there.
That's just not fair, man. That is not fair at all. Yeah, it's the cast, as Scott Wingo says. But yeah, no. Listen, we're going to be posting an update to CAF tomorrow that has a lot more details about the show. We've been working on a lot of side stuff over the last couple of days. We're kind of working on the budget and a few other things right now before we committed to saying certain things that are going on with regards to the show. But there will be a decent announcement posted to CAF tomorrow for those of you who've been curious. And I know a lot of people have been emailing me asking when we were going to have some more announcements forthcoming to everyone. But yeah, you can expect something tomorrow, and then probably, every week we'll probably be further updating everybody on either guest announcements or just a few more details as far as the things that'll be going on during the show.
Now, there's going to be an auction piece too, correct?
That is correct. On Saturday, the show ends at 5 on Saturday, and the auction is probably going to start at 6. We're going to be providing food for everybody, prior to the auction, and at least probably right around the start of it too. So
this may be the auction piece.
Oh wow!
I'm letting Laura decide whether, because I think she wants to keep it.
Isn't that terrible, right? When you're making art and it's just like, nope, I got to keep. Well, it's not terrible at all. You get to keep. You can do something else.
Well, whenever she wants to keep anything of mine, it's Christmas.
That's awesome. Does she? Are there spaces left on the walls to hang art around your house?
We rotate it. Yeah, there's not just almost 200 artists have done Madman pieces. Everybody from Jack Kirby and Alex Toth and the Hernandez brothers. And yeah, there's just not enough room, but our whole house is every square inch is full. And so we just from time to time rotate stuff in and out, but I'm a big nerd and I just love pop culture, and so people get lost in our house. It's there's just too much to look at, but it's where I spend most of my time, and so I've made it my happy place.
You certainly. Simon, have you been to Michael's house a few times?
Not yet. No,
not yet.
One day.
Well, he's been invited.
Yeah,
you're invited.
I was
too.
invited. I might go there before Simon.
Yeah.
That
sounds like a challenge.
We actually have Airbnb, and so when friends come to visit, we block it out for them, and it's just a couple streets away.
Dang. Now, let's see. Number one Marvel fan who I know collects screen use props wanted to know if you owned any screen use props.
Screen use? No. I have a stormtrooper, a full stormtrooper suit that was molded from a screen used from the first film, the 77 New Hope, the original. So, but that's as close to screen used as I've got. And then I built a Han Solo and carbonite table. So I built the table and then put glass over him, so you can put stuff on it. But the Harrison Ford mold is just 2 generations from the screen used, and that so it's just a really light fiberglass mold that I then put down onto the table that I built, and I have lights around the side, and
is this a coffee table or the dining table?
It's a coffee table.
I love it.
Yeah, it's about here.
Well, that's I need a tour. I'm gonna have to make it.
I'm always making something. I'm always my big side project now, other than the paintings, is this 1/6 scale. It's a whole big stretch of dioramas that all are connected to each other. So Jabba, or now Boba Fett's throne room, the bay, the docking bay where you first see the Millennium Falcon when they go through, a Navarro, the blast doors going into an Imperial station, the underground Mandalorian base that was in the finale of the last season 3. Luke in the hallway where he's taken out all the dark troopers, the Emperor's throne room, and Bespin where Darth Vader is reaching out to Luke after telling him he's his son. But that's not why we called you.
No, but it's okay. This is fun. And they were the questions people wanted to know. Somebody wanted to know if you had a working R2 unit somewhere in there.
No, that would be nice. We have a little it's about 2/3 scale ice chest. An R2-D2 ice chest.
Nice. Now that's I could use one of those around here. That wouldn't be so bad. Oh man, but yeah, Mike, listen, and Simon, both of you, I have to say, I am so pleased that you guys are doing the show with me, and Laura as well. I know she's gonna be there as well, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun as an inaugural event. I couldn't hope to have 2 better guests than the both of you there, and it means a lot to have you there, and I think it's gonna mean a lot to the people and collectors who are attending the show too. It's gonna be fun, and I mean, we've never met in person before, and I've been going to shows for 30 years. I've never gotten to see you at a show, so I'm excited to have you at the show just for that.
It's our next event. We're doing nothing for the rest of this year. It's just being as productive as possible. A lot of big projects I'm working on now that I want to get done, and as much as I love doing appearances and seeing people, it really stops your productivity, amping up to plan on going and then getting your wheels spinning again when you get home. You lose a lot of productivity. And so we have to be really picky about events that we do anymore. And this one we are insanely excited about.
Well, I am honored to have you have our show be your next one. That far out. That's great. Well, like I said, I know that you guys don't do a lot of shows, and so I kind of was expecting you to turn me down, to be honest. But I had to ask.
Disney World.
Had I known it was going to be that easy. Yeah.
I love the meet and greet aspect of it. I just think that's a brilliant idea. When you do a show, it's you feel bad when you're just trying to keep the line moving, and you want to have quality time with everybody. And some people will get out of line and line up again because we don't put caps on what we sign. if you bring 100 books, we'll sign 100 books. You know, and every one of those is a thank you. So that's the least we can do is putting our name on it. We really enjoy it, but it does slow us down. And ultimately, I think what everybody wants is more productivity, you know, more fun stuff.
Exactly. Well, again, I appreciate you guys doing this. And I mean, I'll be in touch with Simon for some of the logistics stuff. And, you know, if you guys need anything leading up to it, let me know. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Han Solo and Carbonite someday. That has me very intrigued.
I think you want me to. I'll
Laura might not like the whole tour of the house. That if you do it,
I'll give you a little peek. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Okay, everybody, this is a first. See, we've never been outside that doorway. Holy mackerel! Wow, look at.
Wait.
Oh no! He clicked the button and knocked himself off just as we were about to see him.
I glimpsed it.
Yes, I know. I did too. I saw the silver, and that was it. He literally kicked himself out of the studio. He's not even in the green room at the moment. Yes, I could see all the other guests. Hi, Aranga, Kevin, and well, Veronica's got her camera off right now, but Ryan's got his camera on. Let's see if he makes it back in here after he knocked himself out of there. We were so close. Yeah. We were so close. I mean, did you see the rest of his house?
Yeah, that's some crazy, limited wall space.
Exactly.
As in open wall space, that is.
Oh, man, yeah, such a tease. Exactly. Yeah. You got that right, Jeff. Well, we I don't know if he's going to make it back in or not.
Yeah, this is the limits of my frame stuff. Yeah,
just this one corner of the house.
Just the one corner of the house. There's two
other.
This
was your man cave. I figured you had art on all four walls.
This is the living room.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, Alberto says maybe Mike walked into something he didn't want us to see. You never know. Either or that, or Laura turned it off for him. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Simon? I don't know if he's going to make it back. I remember
he's not messaging me.
If he's not messaging you, maybe he doesn't even know he's off. That might be it. Well, that just is another reason to have you guys back on, so we can actually get a little house tour and get a look at that coffee table.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I mean, any parting words, Simon, as far as the commissions go and the meet and greet?
Yeah, if anyone has questions about the commissions and wants to set one up, just go ahead and email me, simon@gotsuperpowers.com.
There you got it. And I've got the link in the description. Anybody can email questions through that as well. And of course, you can forward them to me, and I'll be happy to pass them along to the both of them as well. So, all right, Simon, we'll text him and let him know he can just stop fiddling with his iPad and go back to work.
Sounds good. All right. Bye, guys.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Hey, all right. Now, well, that was interesting. That was not what I was expecting. I was so curious to see what else was in that house, but we'll just have to wait for another night, I guess. But probably not too far down the road, because one of the things that I wanted to do with the guests that we have attending the show, and none of the names in the chat are accurate, gentlemen. But the thing is, we want to do regular updates. I mean, especially for those like Mr. Allred doing commissions, and Sean Gordon Murphy and a few other people that we'll be announcing who are working on commissions or special things for the show. We want to have people on regularly so that we're talking about the show, showing work in progress, and those sorts of things. So I completely was expecting to have the Allreds back on in a few months, just to kind of see where some of their pieces might be at, those sorts of things. So expect regular updates. I mean, something that no other shows can do, right? I mean, kind of keep you engaged with the people who are going to be attending your show, and showing you things that they're going to be bringing. So that's what we intend to be innovative and see where that gets us. But now, speaking of innovative, I've got a whole slew of people in the green room right now. Some we have met, some we have not. But I'll just bring everybody in. We're going to have a full house here. Let me switch one thing over here. And here we go. I've got Mr. Kevin Sharp. Wait, I don't want to be big like that. Let's fix that. Here we go. I've got Aranga. I've got Veronica Fish. Very nice to meet Veronica. And Ryan Higgins. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Well, it's very nice to have everyone here. I mean, Kevin, you were the one who kind of initiated this, talking about a Kickstarter project that I know is already underway. So I think you guys are about a third of the way through, well funded, but certainly you have room to get more people on board to this great Kickstarter.
Well, Bill, we figured that anybody who's watching your channel enjoys going to a comic store. So it seemed like good marketing.
You're a very wise man, Kevin. So why don't you tell me a bit about it? Let me pull up the Kickstarter here, and I can show. Well, you know what? I'll show the Kickstarter in a minute. Why don't we show some of the artwork that was going into that? But even before we do that, Veronica Fish, it's so awesome to have you on here. I mean, I've talked with Andy a few times, but we have not met yet. So it's nice to meet you finally.
It's nice to meet you as well. I know we had talked. Was it a couple months ago? That was so fun.
Yes, exactly. That we've well, that's true. We did meet already. See, everything's a blur to me. I need to take a break. I think
it's totally fine. I really I was excited watching Mike, because I worked at a comic book shop. Like, that was like my first job. And I bought Madman with my own money. Like, that was like the first comic that I had bought that wasn't like Sailor Moon or something like that. That was like my intro to kind of a whole new world of comic books. And from that, I bought the Dreamer and like Will Eisner stuff. So I still have a first printing of the Madman ash can in my collection. And I had even bought the collection of trading cards that had the Jack Kirby cover, and it had the like every basically comic celebrity that he got to do Madman art. I got that trading card set.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I wanted to like type in the private chat. I was like, I have all your stuff, and I've got It Girl, I've got like Red Rocket, but yeah. So I absolutely love the little comic book shop. I think it's such a important institution. So when Kevin was talking about the 30-year anniversary, that's just so awesome to really celebrate that.
Well, that's cool. I think I know where you can get the ash can and the trading cards signed if you want. In January, late January 2024. But and Ryan, we've never met though. Ryan, you are one of the writers of this, right?
Yeah. I'm the pitched to Kevin a couple of years back and said, "Hey, you want to help out with this?" And what started off as something among some of my staff and friends turned into something much, much bigger after Kevin took the reins. So, celebrating initially created to celebrate our store's 30th anniversary comics conspiracy. Now, like I said, something much larger. So it's crazy to see how this is what it's become over the last couple of years as we've been working on this.
Ryan, in the small world department, Bill was one of the, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, founders of Big Wow.
Well, I can't call myself a founder, but I came in I think year 2.
All right.
When they first started that show, Frank Cho said that, because Frank was a partner with them, I think right away. And Frank was like, you got to get Bill on board. And so I think I came on board in year 2. So I can't say I founded it.
Okay. All right.
Is that a Rocketeer reference?
Big Wow. I never asked Morgan where he came up with the name Big Wow, because that's what he uses. He's always used that name on his art rep site too. But you're right, it probably is. I never thought about that. Yeah,
I like it.
Anyway, so as Ryan was saying, it started with the germ of the idea of celebrating imagine keeping a comic store open for 30 years, just period. That is noteworthy by itself. But so
not all me, but I've been there most of the time. So
yeah, that was the germ of it, and then it grew to this thing where it became a celebration of comic book stores in general, rather than just being about a store. It's all stores. And so we have two of our talented contributors right here in these other boxes.
I see that Aranga's been really strangely quiet for the last 8 minutes.
I don't even know what I'm doing here, Bill. Like, Kevin just told me to come on the show, and he was like, "Hey, are you free at 8:30?"
You give us some credibility, Aranga. Come on.
he said, "Are you free at 8:30 Central?" And like, little does he know, I'm always free at 8:30 Central. So it was just a confluence of events that led me here.
Man,
What is this about? What are we promoting?
That's what we brought him in here for. All right. Well, why don't I show some? You sent me some slides, Kevin. Why don't I show some of those, and you can talk a little bit more about these while we show them.
Yeah. So this is Veronica's cover. I'd actually turn the floor over to her to talk about this.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this was just like looking up different ways that we could show a comic book store and get as much content in there as possible. So when you're dealing with a portrait style size, well, we just thought, let's just go vertical and let's try and get as much stuff outside. There's a really great section of Boston that has these like little outdoor trolleys that just have tons and tons of books on them. So we thought it would be fun to like bring as much of the store out as possible to kind of like invite people in. And then, like the copyright stuff, we weren't sure what we could draw, what we couldn't draw. So it's kind of got, you got the Punisher in there, you've got Cap, Batman, there's some manga, there's Wonder Woman, there's actually Cerberus, is the blue. So you can see the Dave Sim cover is the little yellow and blue guy. We've got Batman, we've got, I think there's an Archie down in the corner. So we tried to like shove as much stuff. Oh, and then there's Atom Bomb, which was a comic that my husband drew years ago. And he's on the rack on the right side. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun kind of like shoving stuff in there. I wasn't sure if I did logos for every spine, would that be too much? And after I had sent it to Kevin, I changed my mind. I was like, wait a second, I actually want to do logos for all the spines. But I didn't want to like keep bothering him with like, changes. So we just let it go. But yeah, and then you have someone walking out with a bag of stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to do.
I looked at this cover 100 times. I never even saw the Cerberus. So that's awesome.
Okay.
No, it's great. It's just everything, it's like so many little hidden things within the artwork. That's great.
Yeah, we've got Zap in there. I really, really wanted to do a Frank Miller Daredevil because that's like, that's my personal favorite of the Kate book arcs is all of that stuff like Jansen and everything. And I don't know if I got it in. I think I might have somewhere really small. But yeah, it was great to do.
Now, is this somebody who said is the original available? Is this a traditional or a digital piece?
It's both. So cool. I actually do have it. It's not as finished. So I think if someone's interested in purchasing it, I'm going to run back and fill in the blacks because it looks a little bare.
And Veronica, also, where the Anthology logo was a blank space on the original above the awning.
Yes. Yeah, that was just totally blank. And then I wasn't sure if we should design Meanwhile to be aged like a logo of a shop. So we kind of like played around with different things. But I really like the way that, I'm not sure who did the graphic design for Meanwhile, but I really like how that turned out. I think that I guess you would call this a primary color harmony. It's basically red, yellow, blue, and I think it looks good.
Full credit that's a letterer named Micah Myers who designed that logo.
It looks great. I really like it.
Well, let's see here. I could jump over to Aranga's artwork so we can give him something to talk about too.
I had no idea this was going to be on. So yeah, when Kevin was talking to me about this, he gave me the rundown. It's about celebrating comics and comic book stores. I grew up in basically 3 different places, so I kind of thought about where I first started reading comics, and went from there. So the duty free at the Dubai airport, where I first started reading comics when I was like 10 years old. There's as you go around the clock here. Yeah, Dubai duty free for the win. Right on. And then if you go in counterclockwise from there, the old man sitting on the street, that's a street in Sri Lanka called McCallum Road. And it's full of like old bookstores. So when my folks used to ship my brother and I off to Sri Lanka for the summers. And we used to go basically dumpster diving there. It's just a bunch of old magazines and books and try to look for comics. And then like most of us, we exchange books on the bus. With other kids. Zaki Bookshop was a place in Dubai that was a periodical place. It just kind of popped up. It was like a little stall, and all of a sudden they started carrying comics, and that was like a game changer. And they were carrying it consistently on a weekly basis. So that was like my mecca. Speedy Comics is another store in Dubai, and then once you go up there, Sanctum is in Birmingham, Alabama, where I live. Captain Comics was my first comic book store in Birmingham, and Kingdom Comics was my second. And unfortunately, neither one of them are around anymore. But that's the extent of it. When Kevin told me the idea, I really just kind of wanted to be. He caught me at a really nostalgic time as well, and yeah, it's just basically a trip around my life and the places I've lived and got and read comics from.
Aranga, did you have to use photo reference for this?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And what's funny is some of them are just basically created from whole cloth because there are no pictures of Zaki Bookshop. And neither I couldn't find any pictures of Captain Comics either. But that adult reading the comic there, if you could call him that, that's I did use some photo reference for him too. Yeah. Actually, all three of those guys. Do you like my the 90s pants with the chain wallet on the kid? Yeah. I definitely had those.
Nice.
I was reading an X-Men book, so I like them already.
Right on. Yeah. I had to keep it street.
Let's see here.
Bill. Okay, so this is our other cover. I was going to say Aranga's piece. The anthology is a combination of stories and pinups, and so Aranga's is a one of the pinups that actually tells a story in itself.
So when you pitched the idea to Aranga, I mean, how did you put it to him as far as like what the scope was for this 80-page anthology?
Well, so our pitch to all the creators was just basically what it is. And all we asked was that somehow, some way, it be related to a comic book store or comics, the act of reading comics. Any way you could get to that, they were free to get to it. And so that was the pitch, because we really wanted everybody to find their own way in rather than be instructed, you must do steps A, B, C, and D to have everything match up. That's exactly the opposite of what we wanted.
Yeah, and some people really took it more literally. Some people really stretched that, which is great because the stories are all completely different. The pinups are all completely different, and it's a very unique kind of cross section of titles, artwork. Everything's very few things look similar to other stories. So all the art's different, all the stories are different, creators are different, what they're trying to get across is different. Kevin, I know you could say like what we talked about, like it ended up almost like a comic book store, right? The section of stories and artwork in it, it's very Marvel and DC can kind of look the same, but you're not going to confuse a Fantagraphics book with them. You're not going to confuse a manga with them, right? And that's what we ended up with this, is that everything looks unique. And it was purely intentional, I swear.
Bill, can I say like one thing was Kevin when he was pitching the idea to me, he said, there's a bunch of comic folk contributing to it. Didn't mention anybody that was actually by name like that was contributing to it, which I'm really glad about now that I've seen the list of people, because I would have completely imploded and I would not have been able to get out of my own head. So I'm really glad he didn't tell me.
You are actually the third person to say that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
okay.
Obviously, some people we have, there were some people that couldn't. There were some people. We just started reaching out. We thought maybe we'd get 1 or 2 yeses. We got significantly more than that. So at that point, we kind of said, all right, well, for some of the creators in this book, they're going to need time. They may not be able to do it at the end. We're going to kind of give them a very long leash. So we kind of had to figure out, okay, who can do what when. And as we went on, we just didn't know exactly who was going to be in the finalized project. But oops, sorry, my dog is very mad at something. But it turned out pretty impressive. The list was Kevin can maybe go down the full list, or we got some more pages here coming up. But yeah, it was. I'm still kind of processing it.
So that you made a point of not letting anybody know who else had been asked, Kevin, Ryan?
But I don't think intentionally.
That sounds more calculated than it actually was.
Yeah, because we really just asked a lot of people, thinking maybe someone would say yes.
Yeah, because at the start it was just asking people, and everybody was saying yes, and there were yeses where we would hear the yes and kind of go, "Are you really going to be able to come through? We'll take that as a qualified yes," and then they all did. So it wasn't like playing a shell game. It was really just literally not knowing until you get pages in hand. Hot take, Bill, this editing comic books thing is hard.
Well, that is pretty cool. So why don't we look at a few other pieces? I already showed the one piece or was that? There it is.
Oh, this is our other cover by Allison Sampson. And I think when you look at Veronica's cover and this, you can also see 2 completely different flavors, which is kind of what this whole book is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like the coloring on it too.
Yeah, so that's everything in that on the wall behind her is all golden age non-corporate comics that just kind of exist out in the ether right now. It's just like meant to be a museum of forgotten comic books.
That's really cool.
Yeah. We originally thought about did you approach Warner Brothers and Image and Disney and actually try to license stuff? And that was, clearly out of the question, obviously. And when we pitched this, I was like, this is almost better, I think. I love the idea of having, sure, if we had Watchmen and Spider-Man up there, that'd be kind of neat. But this is almost, it fits the style of what she did way better, I think. And it's really unique stuff that, again, I don't think is not something you're going to see too often. She picks some very cool old now public domain comics to use, and it's a very unique cover, and I really, really like it.
I agree. Let me see here. This is an interesting piece. I didn't read it. I should have read it before I.
This is page 1 of a story. Ryan, You want to take this one?
Yeah. So, when we first reached out to some people, one of the first people I reached out to was James Sim, who owns Isotope Comics up in San Francisco. If you don't know James, you should fly to San Francisco just to meet him, because he is one of the most incredible people of all time. And
Bill knows him as the organizer of Morrison Con.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I do know who that is.
Yeah. So James wrote this story. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and because I wanted to get comic store people involved too, and I've got a lot of friends that own shops as well, and James has been a huge inspiration for me through the years, and I used to go to all his WonderCon parties and hang out there all the time when I was younger, and he said yes immediately, and he goes, hold on, I think Christian Ward will do the art, and I'm like, wait, what? like Christian Ward? No, that's not real, right? Oh no, it is. Okay. So page 1, this is one of those stories that yes, it's related to a comic book story. You'll have to find out how. When we first kind of were reading it, we're like, huh? This is about a comic store, right? Oh no, it is. Okay. So yeah, no, it's like I said, where some people take it much more literal, some people don't. It's ironic that James, who owns a comic store, is the one that took it probably the least literally of everyone, which I love. James is a singular man, and he's I really like this story. And yes, the shop in SF is awesome. Yeah, if you ever get up to Isotope, it's you can't do it down in the suburbs where we are, but he has a very cool lounge like comic store. He's a former bartender, wears a suit every day. Like he knows how to put on the show, makes the rest of us look really bad.
Exactly.
Let's see here. I just backed it, everybody. So
well, thank you.
I'm gonna
All
tweet
right,
that,
well,
tweet it,
I'll-
and put it out on Facebook as soon as we're done here. Now,
So-
who's this one by? I didn't
This
check.
is a
This is
UK
nice.
creator named Lucy Sullivan. And this is based on, now this story is, because one of the things we floated with the pitch was, as you could see in that last story, is go wherever you want with it. But one of the ideas that we floated was, if you've ever worked in a comic store, maybe you want to draw on that, or like as a shopper. So this is an autobiographical story about her first time going to a comic book store. And that was with no guidance from me. This is what she immediately, as soon as I asked her to be a part of this, she came back to me in an email with this idea, and it ended up being the idea she wrote all the way to the end. But you can just see, Bill and everybody, what you've seen so far. Just look at how drastically different all of the images look. And that's what the whole book is like.
It's very cool.
So how did you guys handle editing that, knowing what order to put things in? I mean, did you try to kind of group pages that had similar topics, or did you really just kind of go with your gut and just let it flow?
We're still in the process on that.
Okay.
And it's a lot like making a mixtape. You know what I mean? You might have 20 great songs, but those 20 great songs don't necessarily all sound good back to back to back to back. So, oh yes, Tyler, good taste as always. Yeah. So Lucy's a one-person band. She draws, letters, everything. It's all her. Pure vision here.
That's really
Very
great.
cool. Yeah, well, that answers. I was going to actually see if you had gotten a proof yet, but so you're still kind of in the layout stage. Got most of the art in, and I get it. Editing is the hardest thing to do, and even after you see the proof, you probably wish you change a few things.
Right. Yeah. Don't curse us. Come on.
And next one. Let's see.
Ryan, you want to take this?
Yeah. So, like when we said we were, like we said before, we're trying to go all over the place with this. And this is from Sarah Louver, who did Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls. And it's a completely G-rated comic adventure. And it's unlike anything else in the book. It's like, I mean, I hate to keep repeating herself, but it's just so completely different from everything else in the book. And this is one of the ones where I read, I was like, oh, I just want this to be like a series. Like I want this to become something outside of this anthology, because it's such a cool little idea. And we didn't try nothing in the book, PG-13-ish at worst. But I was very happy that we did get some stuff that, did look like would be on the kids section of the comic store, the all ages section, right? Again, trying to get things that sort of hit every possible demo, every age group, every interest level. And yeah, again, just so polished, so good. It works great. Could be in any best-selling YA book out there. And just floored. One of the earlier stories that came in, Kevin, I think.
Yep.
And just floored from the minute one. I was like, if this is what we're getting, I'm not prepared for the level of work we're going to be getting from people in this, because it's solid. Yeah.
I want that to be the continuing adventures of Roxanne from a Goofy movie. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah, good call, Veronica. This is like Indiana Jones with talking animals. And it should just be a series. I don't want it to just be in our book. I want it to be going for years and years and years for kids to enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's really nice work by Sarah. And let me see. I think you got one more image that you sent me, and this was Scott Collins.
Okay, Ryan, you need to take this one.
Yeah, so I'm a big Jeff Johns fan. Been a fan, acquaintance, friend of his for forever. We had him out of the store shortly after I bought the store years and years ago, when he was kind of really blowing up at DC. Kept in contact through the years, and so he was one of the people I reached out to, fully expecting a no, and then got a yes, and have spent 2 years having a panic attack because Jeff Johns is doing something for me, which makes no sense, and I don't understand how any of this happens. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I'll get Scott Collins to do the art." And I said, "So Jeff Johns and Scott Collins from the legendary Flash run, that was one of my favorite comics of all time. Perfect. Okay, no pressure." So here we go. And again, yes, this is about a comic book store. So you'll have to see where it goes. But when we got the pages, we only got the first 2 pages, and I emailed them back, and I was like, just quadruple checking. This is about a comic book store, right? We just want to make sure there wasn't wires crossed. No, it is. Okay. So like the James Sim one, you have to see where it goes. But it's this is when we started to get some of the other people involved. I was again just not. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess if you just, you publish forever, you kind of work with a lot of people. And on the retailer end, I do talk with a lot of creators, and it's been great. We've had many of the people who work, a couple of people, Josh Williamson and Scott Snyder, who have who all have works in the books as well. They've been on my podcast before, and so I've kept in contact with all these guys through the years. But yeah, actually getting original work by them, it's kind of a different level. So it's been it's been crazy, but I'm very excited to see this one in print. So
yeah, and Ryan, to just go off what Ryan was saying, to have like, oh, by the way, the team from that Flash run is going to reunite for our little project.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Yeah, I think when Scott Snyder said, "Oh, I'll just get Jock to do it. I'll just get Jock to do my art." Again, my brain kind of melted. So, yeah.
Well, obviously, you guys struck a nerve, right, with a lot of people. Like you said, it's something that all of us have in common, whether or not we're still going into comic shops today or not. We all pretty much started there, at one point in time, our love for comics. I mean, I started in drugstores before I discovered there were actually comic book stores, but same kind of thing, right? We all end up in that spot one way or another. So even the creators whom you've approached, all of them have something in their history that ties them to a comic shop one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have worked in shops. Josh Williamson worked in a shop for years. At this point, most creators have done signings, I'm sure, at some point at Midtown or, one of the big LA stores, or, at least, if not smaller shops like ours. And then, it's at the end of the day for single issues, we're the place that sells them, right? They're not really on Amazon or there's no spinner racks anymore, right? I mean, I got all my early comics at the corner drugstore, and the day of the comic store opened in my town was like the greatest day of my life. I still remember just like pushing my face up against the glass because it was closed and just looking inside and being like, there's a comic store where I live. Little did I know it'd be my entire life, but it's I think a lot of people can, spend quite a bit of time in their comic store. So if you're in the industry, you've probably been in one a lot. So yeah, it means a lot to have some of these. It means a lot to have every single person involved in this. Again, I can't believe the people involved. Yeah.
Well,
and Kevin has done the heavy lifting on this, so he's making me look really good. So,
Kevin has more time on his hands, apparently, right?
Yeah, I'm going for the Bill Cox. Can I book every every waking minute of my life?
Yeah. Well, obviously there's something wrong if I forgot that I had Veronica on screen already, and I think I need a break. That's what that's telling me. No. That's I've got I don't have any more time. That is the truth. But hey, I wanted to at least show off the landing page to the Kickstarter for everybody. So the link is in the chat. The link is in the show description. So go over there and support it. All the levels are very affordable. You can get a digital version of the book if you want, but you can also get print versions of both covers and both covers and digital copies too. So I would say please, one and all, support this project. It's clearly a lot of fun, and a lot of creators were really clearly interested in working with both gentlemen on this project. So that's awesome.
Yeah, really, so we're making I think in the description, as it says, we're doing like a throwback to the old 80-page giants for those longtime collectors, i.e. old people. who remember the 80-page giants. That's what this is going to be, is like a square-bound 80-page comic book. So it's not a standard size of like a monthly comic.
And we wanted to keep it cheap too. You know, I mean, we didn't want to do it's maybe bad for a Kickstarter, but you know, we also have it at the store. It's on our store website. We'll have it in stock. But I didn't, and it will be at other shops as well. That was something I wanted to do too, because it's about comic stores. I did want to get it into other comic stores. So we have some kind of a mini distribution with a Comic Hub, the point of sale system I use, to get into other stores. And we've got some good support by some retailers through Kickstarter as well. But yeah, we didn't want to do the thing where we offered 1,000 different options and all. I mean, I get it why that makes a lot of money on Kickstarter, but this is, you know, we wanted to start easy, start small, just do this, get it out there, and then go from there. So yeah, who knows what the future will be, but for now we wanted to keep it simple.
So after we hang up, I'm going to have to email Aranga and see if he has a request of which 2 stories he wants to be placed between, give him the creator list.
It's just like I don't know. I mean, you see what I'm talking about with the names, right, Bill? I mean, yes. I would just have been paralyzed and not done anything. Is essentially what would have happened. But no, there was no mystery when Kevin asked me if I wanted to do this. He just went like, "Hey, Ranga, do you want to draw?" And I was like, "Yes," and that was it. And that wouldn't have happened if he told me.
Yeah. So what Bill's scrolling through now are just like samples from all the stories, just little panel. Kind of little tastes, like the Baskin-Robbins pink spoon from each of the stories. So you can just see kind of the different flavors of the stew.
It is like a mixtape.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, so what's the ETA on delivering after the Kickstarter is over? So there's just under 3 weeks now before this wraps up.
Yeah, we're aiming mid-August. You know, shipping is a pain and printing is a pain right now, so we're trying not to give a specific date. I'd rather be a little early than a little late, but we're hoping to have it out in stores by mid-August. So okay, we're wrapping up production, and once the Kickstarter's done, we're doing FOC through Comic Hub. Kickstarter ends a couple days later, and then off to the printer. So,
oh.
Thanks, Kasra. I know the other shoe is about to drop and there's an insult coming. Thanks, though. Possibly. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I think the store's anniversary is July. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we were just aiming for. There's so many moving parts and so many, T's to cross and I's to dot that I think August is a respectable finish line.
Yeah, if we have it in hand and Kevin brings some to Comic-Con, that'll be nice. But I'm not going to push for it. So we're hoping August. August is our plan. But yeah, yeah.
Well, and I'm looking forward to getting mine. That is for sure. But so any last words here before we move along? But I mean, Kevin, I'm glad you brought this to my attention. I mean, I think it's fantastic that you guys are working on it and got so many artists involved in the project as well.
Yeah, we're completely flattered and humbled by when you look back at that roster. I mean, and we treat everybody on that roster as on equal footing. It's not like, oh, here are the big names and then here's everybody else. Everybody is here. And we are so flattered and humbled by everyone who said yes and participated. The 2 people on screen right now and all of the other names you just scrolled past on that screen. And we're equally flattered and humbled by the support and the enthusiasm that's greeted this project since we announced it. It's just humbling. Humbling is the only word I can use.
Agreed. Well, nothing else I can say add to that.
No. Kevin, you're so eloquent, but I agree with you. I think that's fantastic. Especially, I mean, again, I think you touched a nerve with many of the creators, and I think that clearly, you've got a lot of support already for the book, and hopefully you see that number more than double before this thing is all over. But if you have any press releases, you need sent out, let me know. I'll be happy to, get it out to the full CAF mailing list if you like. Just make sure you hit me up with something. Maybe in that last week, that might be a good time to do a push.
Well, Bill, thanks for giving us the time tonight, and thanks, Aranga. I know Aranga, it was all very mysterious. I just said, could you just be on the live stream? Don't ask any questions.
Hey, I'm a sucker for being on screen, so I was like, I don't care. Like, do I have to put on a wig? It doesn't matter.
Wow, you could have almost asked anything of
Could
Veronica.
have had Psylocke, guys. Yeah.
Well,
But hey,
Veronica,
really,
everybody wants. What's that?
I just wanted to say to Ryan and Kevin, I appreciate the opportunity. This is the first time Ryan and I are kind of seeing each other, but it was such a cool opportunity, and thanks for letting me join in. And Veronica, I love both covers, but yours in particular, there's such a whimsy to it that it was instantly the one I gravitated to. So
I really appreciate that. And it's really nice meeting you and seeing your awesome artwork.
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks again to both of you for contributing and being a part of it.
Thank you.
Oh, it was so fun to do. Working at a comic book shop, it changed my life because I met my husband and fell in love and have my family now. So it's like comic books. It's like, and it's the same thing for a lot of people. It's like part of your DNA. It, like, working at a comic book shop changed the course of my life for the better. Is responsible for generating my taste in so much. I chose my college based on working at a comic book shop because I wanted to study where all these people were going. Like I went to the School of Visual Arts the year that James Jean was graduating. Yeah. So I was lucky enough to get all of his painting teachers, and like we had the same circle of friends, and like working down the hall from Dave like Mazzucchelli teaching a class and Walt Simonson teaching a class, and Eisner passed away in 2003, like right as I had gotten there. But working at a comic book shop, it like made my life so fun and great. And when Andy and I got to be judges for the Spirit of Retail Award for the Eisners in 2018. And that's like the most difficult process ever, because you just go through video after video of people who literally embody the spirit of retail. Like they just do. There's like thousands and thousands of little comic book shops that are working their butts off every day, and they're not resorting to, and like, I'm not throwing shade on pop figures. I'm not going to do that. Like there are thousands of comic book shops who are working so diligently to like have a large back issue section, to have a vintage section, to have new stuff, like how you diversify your offering. It's a hard business model. And I have so much respect for people who keep a comic shop going. It's a really, really difficult and wonderful thing. But you provide an outlet for people to discover like all these hidden gems. It's like literally treasure hunting for so many people. And I have a long box of like my first comic books in the basement, which I'll never ditch because they're so, important to like eat. Like some of them are like worth literally nothing, but they're worth a lot to me. Mm-hmm. And
my favorite comics are worthless. So
yeah. So thank you for having me, and thanks for having me do the cover. It was great.
Hey, Stanley, want to know if you're going to do any special events at the store for the anniversary?
Once we got a real release date for the book, we'll do something. So I don't know if my signature will cause it to plummet in value or what, but I probably don't want to get a CGC graded. But no, we'll do something.
Ryan's just going to pay to fly the whole roster of talent out to the store for a launch party.
Well, we'll see.
And if the Kickstarter, if we start hitting 6 or 7 figures on the Kickstarter, then sure, of course, and then sure, absolutely.
I didn't say 5 figures, Kevin. He said 6 or 7. That's a ways to go.
You pull in a cool mill, I can pull some strings. So.
All right. Well,
thanks
Veronica, somebody wanted me to invite you and Andy back, Veronica, so we'll have to do another show in the future. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. But all right, well, listen, I've got got a few other things going on tonight, but I appreciate everybody taking the time to help spread the word about this project. I think it's definitely worth supporting, and I hope many of the people in our audience chooses to do so.
Yeah, you got about 3 more hours of show, right? So
no, I'm going to be done before midnight Eastern tonight. I'm not going. I don't.
All right, mark it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or midnight Eastern.
Somebody's placing bets right now, but I really don't want to go that long. All right, but thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming on and talking about this. It is it's going to be cool to get a copy in August or whenever it's available. I've supported it. I encourage everybody else to do so too.
Thanks again for the time, Bill.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good night, thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, and I guess Aranga, you get to hang out a little bit longer, huh?
Oh,
Is this the segment where you put that wig on that I know is somewhere nearby? It's probably right in the drawer, like over here. Yeah, exactly. No, you're not going to do that.
What's happening now?
What comes on now? Well, I mean, there's another. We got another guest in the green. We might as well bring him in too, huh? Look at this!
Oh,
Holy
God!
It's me and the.
I've got a text message from Kasra here for Iranga. Let me just read it out for you guys. I don't think I could say that.
It's not appropriate for the stream tonight, huh? I should have worn my Moonbat shirt tonight. Oh.
Hey, isn't there like a 1-in, 1-out rule here or something? Like they can't be like both brown guys on CAF together on the same screen. Did we break something?
I think we're growing and there's a couple more, so the balance is still maintained.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Marcus wants to know if Aranga's doing the picks tonight. No, he's not. He's actually in 2 of the segments this evening. Oh,
purely coincidental.
Video message. So guys, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I just had a gentleman on here last week, and it turns out you are doing something or have already conducted an interview yourselves. But tell me about this project that starts with Sergio, but seems to have a lot more purpose behind it. So who's going to start?
Well, Iranga came to me pleading, begging. He was on his knees. I've got this idea, but I just don't know how to do it. And I said, Iranga, calm down. Draw your pictures. All right. Now, adjusting aside, I'm gonna keep this quick because it's a long night. We got to get Bill out of here.
Oh no, I'm having fun.
Not for long.
You fool!
You didn't know what you got yourself into. So whose idea was it, though? Now you say Aranga came in on his knees, asking questions, looking for help.
Hey, this cannot become canon. This cannot be the origin.
And was this before or after you were both here in Florida in February? Or how long has this thing been gestating?
Before.
I won't say we've been procrastinating, but we've been refining our craft for quite a while. We had an idea just in speaking about some common themes, about speaking to other creators who have gone through the experience of moving from one place to another and how that impacts their work and their outlook on life. And in discussing this, we thought it might be interesting to kind of put a show together exploring that a little bit more. And that's pretty much what it is. Iranga?
Yeah, I mean, just expounding on it. I mean, since I met Mikhail, like we've kind of talked about, the different places we've grown up in. We've been, I would say, fortunate to kind of grow up in a couple of different countries. But there's always been that introductory period and like what parts of what country shaped us and our opinions, and comics was the common thread. I don't want it to sound like it's just about that, but like the common thread running through that was comics. So we got started. We started talking about other creators, like writers, artists, maybe even other art collectors who've had the same experience, and how those experiences helped kind of form the work that they do, the stuff that they collect, whatever that may be. And it just steamrolled until we fell backwards into the pot of gold that is Sergio Aragonés as like our first guest. So it was,
it was like opening a treasure chest and just 100%. Finding hours or days or weeks or years worth of material to just sift through, and it's all gold. The life that he's lived is just incredible.
It's just like we talk amongst ourselves about like the places we grew up, and then you talk to Sergio, and it's just like, hey, the two of us can just shut up And I mean, because he moved from, I mean, just a snippet of this. I mean, you'll hear the rest of it on the show. But like, he moved from Spain, and then the revolution happened, and then he moved to France. World War II happened. Moved from France to Mexico to the U.S. ultimately, and kind of picked up a little from every place he's been, and not to mention the rest of his travels. But yeah, I think
we were lucky enough to have a conversation with him, and we're going to be playing that full conversation tomorrow at 4 p.m. It's going to be made available on the 4C channel.
Yeah, so, that is correct. And I forgot to put that link into the show description. So actually, let me.
And it's not live, obviously. It's something that we wanted to approach this and really give Sergio the spotlight and a platform to tell a story of how he matured and how the lens with which he sees the world is really fascinating. And that's what we try to explore.
From a purely selfish point of view, the other thing is we wanted him all to ourselves. We didn't want to entertain audience questions. We wanted to kind of focus on the stuff that we were talking about. But I know that sounds like super selfish and kind of crappy. In the future, if we're lucky enough, if this is successful and there's enough interest, we definitely want to do a live show. But this felt right. And Mikhail has done really yeoman's work in the post-processing of these videos.
Iranga's been very kind. I had to relearn a lot of old editing skills. And that's one of the reasons why this has taken a little bit of time to get into a final form. But I finally decided to stop fiddling with it and just put it out there.
Cool. So it'll be tomorrow at 4. And I did put the link to the 4C Comics YouTube channel in the chat. So everybody should just click that link right now and go over to the 4C channel and subscribe to it too. I mean, right now, I think they have just over 500 subscribers. So let's build that up. Let's try to get them to 600 subscribers before the show is over. That would be ideal, everybody. Lots of good stuff going on over there all the time. Aranga makes many guest appearances over there. So, if you enjoy seeing him over here, you'll enjoy seeing him even more over on the 4C channel. But now you guys did put together a short, snippet from this so that we can show that. And I think that would be fun to show everybody. And so this is a taste. As I mentioned, the other day, I'm getting to be good at being a pusher. This is just a taste.
A sniff, if you will.
Exactly. A bump. Some might say. But yeah,
I'm such a square.
but as they said, the whole thing will be at 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. But here, let me go ahead and play this teaser preview for you, and it's about 1.5 minutes long.
So we play Cowboys and Indians, and the train was exactly the perfect location to play. So you climb and you get killed, and imagine the games that kids play, or they used to play. I doubt it very much that any kid nowadays plays that. They just put their computer and watched the movies or something. But in our time, there was nothing. There was no television, didn't exist. So you played. You play cowboys, you play pirates. And one of our favorite games, and we spoke English, like in the movies, because it sounded like that. You didn't say anything, and we were just speaking English. It was just that type of accent that the cowboys had. And one day we were in the top of the train, which we did so many times, and suddenly, boom! So we figured out they just going to go a few yards, and that's it. And suddenly it was connected, and he went chuga, and he left. Holy moly! That was a very scary moment.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
You'll have to tune in to find out what happens.
Tune in to find out what happens next.
I can't wait. So 4 o'clock tomorrow. And do you have now? You were saying if things go well, you'll do others, but I have to imagine you probably have a list of people you'd love to talk to.
Yes, some might say it's an ambitious list, but we're not going to be held down. We're going to go after it.
Awesome.
I mean, once you start with Sergio,
it's also a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
No, well, that's I'm very intrigued, and I love the fact that you guys are doing it. I think we need more people who are interested in creating, these types of content. Remember, I've talked about we need to document the history of these creators now. Not wait till tomorrow or the next day. I mean, I've got lucky enough. I've got Joe Staten. I'm going to be doing an interview with him in June. And then that just kind of dropped in my lap from a collector who said, "Hey, I could get you Joe if you want." And I was like, "Yeah, heck yeah, I'd love to talk to him." And so I encourage you guys to do more of that. I think it's fantastic. And like I say, we need more folks out there doing these things. Stan Sakai, there you go, Jason. That would be a good one. Very interesting there. John Romita Sr. But John Romita Sr. that might be for me, right? But yes. Exactly.
Everyone has great stories, and Stan Sakai features in the Sergio conversation as well.
Oh, I'd have to believe, yeah.
So I think that there's so many avenues that we could follow, and I think we just really want to do them justice, and hope that people enjoy hearing the stories that we managed to get. Yep. And thank you, Bill, for supporting us in this endeavor. Thanks to Ken for helping us line up Sergio. And a special treat for when you tune in, George has done some special music for us as well. So
George Hodge.
Don't get caught by the YouTube censors.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear that. That's pretty cool.
It's fantastic.
He custom made an intro for us, so we are special, Bill.
That is awesome.
It's actually incredibly dope. It's such a when Mikhail and I listened to it, it was so thoughtful. When Mikhail and I listened to it, we were just like, man, he nailed it. Absolutely nailed what the theme of the show is and everything. He's just, that guy's just talented beyond belief. I mean, he can draw. He's a rock star. I mean, what the hell? He does like pretty much everything. Is he Rachel Ray on the side too? I think he cooks. But the guy's amazing. But also Ken for giving us the platform to do it. And for you, really, for taking the time to let us come in here and just shoot the shit like this.
Yeah, it's all right. We don't mind.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, you can bring any clips over here that you want to. I'm happy to kind of premiere them here. And again, I want everybody to go over to the 4C Comics channel tonight and subscribe to their channel, please. If you're not already, you got to do it. You gotta definitely do it. Oh man, I should have had you on camera when I had Mike on camera.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, that was a surprise, wasn't it? Mike's funny. I hope he doesn't bring that to the show with him, though. That'd be too distracting.
That was pretty funny. I didn't realize. I mean, the guy's got a great personality. I mean, he just like kind of, out there.
I mean, he's got some cool stuff there. And I like his hobbies, man. And the fact that he likes to build models like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. How does somebody fit that much into their day? They're prolific as an artist. They clearly are. I mean, he's building models that are from recent Disney shows. I mean, that's just crazy. So I don't know. And he probably doesn't stop all day long.
Just to bring it back full circle, Sergio is exactly like that as well.
Yeah.
The hobbies that he's had and continues to have, it's just astounding what he was just showing us, how he keeps himself occupied. And so I saw a lot of similarities between what Mike was doing and what Sergio does as well.
And there's some of it that didn't make it onto the final cut of the show, but we're going to be releasing. I think it's too valuable to just leave on the cutting room floor. Mm-hmm. So we'll eventually be releasing that stuff as just snippets, like 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos, whatever. But the first show is going to be, we're trying to keep it to exactly an hour. And I think we managed. We kept it to an hour. Mikhail's.
We got it down to 50 minutes. So
yeah.
Perfect. Well, we're over the 50 minutes already. Time flies, man, when you're hanging out. But hey, I did actually get a email from Mike via Simon, so we could actually see that coffee table. I'm sure everybody's interested. Look at that.
Oh wow!
Dang, man.
Wow.
We've got to have a Mike Allred Cribs video of him. I mean, that brief second of seeing that front room was amazing. I mean, there was art over, on every single wall, and there looked like other props or statues or something. And then this is his coffee table. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out over at his house?
I know, right? And Bill, if I heard right, what Mike said was, and Simon can confirm this at some point, what Mike said was they have an Airbnb super close to their house, and he was actually inviting people, like anybody that buys his art, to like come over to his house.
They own an Airbnb like one or two houses down from him.
Don't do it,
I
Mike.
mean, I know. When I talked to him in that last show, he was like, "Yeah, come over. You can stay over at the Airbnb and hang out for a couple of days." I guess they jam out. They do karaoke on Friday nights. I mean, they sound like the happening place, man. Right. If you want a vacation, you just gotta go to him.
Right.
Just spontaneously break out into Cantina song,
Right. I just can't even imagine. But yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, the full interview tomorrow. I think it's going to be great. And look, I kicked my chair out of here, Mikhail. I've been standing for like the last week. I've been trying as best I can. So I just wanted you to know I'm taking your advice. I asked Mikhail, how do you use your standing desk more? And he said, I don't have a chair in the room. So I'm trying to
don't let Peloton boy guilt you into not sitting down.
I'll set the record straight right now. It was while I was standing for the entirety of the Sergio interview. Immediately after that, I ordered myself a chair.
All right, and I lied. The chair is actually under the desk right now, so it is still in the room. But I'm trying to be better. I've decided.
I think it's supposed to be the combination of the two.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing tomorrow. Are you doing it as a premiere where you guys are actually going to be there with it? Do you know how to do that?
No, I'm at this point worried that I don't even know how to upload it at the right time to the right place.
Have you uploaded the video to YouTube already?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
I have to re-render it because I did not put the accent on the second E in Sergio's name. So now I have to go back and change all of those.
I made sure to fix that when I sent out my mailing today. But when you do upload it, and the last screen where you're setting up the video is who's it viewable by? And you basically say, yeah, I want it viewable, but I want it to start at 4 p.m. Eastern, right? But there's a checkbox right beside that says make it a premiere, because when it's a premiere, there will actually be a chat window beside it. So you can be there with the people who are also watching it as a premiere with you. So it's almost kind of like you're kind of hosting it, even though it's a recorded show. There's a live chat, because if you don't check that, it's just going to go live at 4, no live chat, no nothing. But the premiere allows you to actually hang out. So if you guys could be there at that time, I think it would make it even more fun. And I mean, hey, even if 20, 30 people show up, that would make it enjoyable. I'll be there if you do that.
Oh, 100%, man. That's gold.
It is. I've only done it once before. I did it when I did that New York Comic Arts Gallery, debut, because I thought that was worthwhile of a premiere. So I would encourage you to do that too.
Definitely. Well, definitely. At this point, I'd just be happy if Mikhail uploaded the damn thing.
Me too.
All right. Well, hey, I got somebody in the green room who probably wants to say hi to you before you guys sign off here. Let me bring in.
Who could it be?
Who?
Oh,
He's
no.
He is muted.
Hey.
Unmute yourself there, James Doombot. Oh, he's still muted. I
got you.
Oh,
gentlemen, I couldn't let you steal all the thunder.
How's it going, John?
The thunder's been lightsaber. It's gone.
Man, I'll be there at 4. I'll be looking forward to that premiere.
Oh my goodness! Okay. I remember seeing that last May the 4th.
I like that Bill's entire show has devolved into like 3 clowns. Just
it's the 4 Musketeers now, everybody, not the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
Oh,
so man. Sorry, all you guys in the chat.
Yes, sorry. This is a lot of
Ranga, I actually took a long walk today with my daughter, and she goes, "Didn't Ranga see that dead end sign when he was driving towards the lake?"
You know what?
He really did.
You know what? You guys ordered that sign from Amazon after we left. Mikhail was in the car. This dude didn't see no sign. We didn't. Mm-hmm. Also, it was 3 a.m. Bill.
James got in the
Go
right
for a walk
vehicle.
at 3 a.m. and tell me about signs.
I was with Rob Gomez, Wolvie fan, in his giant SUV, and we could have taken that lake.
He could have went in the lake and you wouldn't have noticed it. but you know, that tiny compact car that Aranga was driving.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, I don't know if I should say this, but I got a speeding ticket, like the first speeding ticket I've gotten in like 20 years in Alabama, and I had to do driving school because of it, like an online driving school. And one of the 84 sections was what to do if you drive into a lake.
You can answer that one.
I was like, yeah, have your dumbass friends scream like girls in the front and back seat.
Oh, I don't
Save
think,
the
I
art.
don't think
Save
Kyle
the art.
remembers it quite like that, but and Scott Wingo's got it right. This is like an old collector's conversation.
It
Look at
is.
that. I think we've all been on camera once or twice before.
It is. Hey, how many viewers have dropped since this started, Bill?
No, it's been sitting there right at 80 the whole time since you guys have been on. We haven't lost a single one. Well, we may have lost a few, but they've been replaced as it usually works out
with the cooler crowd.
Tyler says he never gets sick of hearing the water story. Your back seat is a flotation device. Yeah, Aranga's got to give you a speech every time he gets in the car. Overhead masks may drop. Just
mostly eyes front guy sitting in the front seat with me.
Hey,
you need a good wingman. That's the thing.
I'll just say this as a backseat driver with those two in front, and they're not worried about any of the safety laws or.
I'll tell you what, I thought my
wife
wife was the worst backseat driver in the world, and that was before I met James.
Yeah.
My God, man. Oh my God.
You should just got out and let him drive, Aranga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
it would have been drier and no story.
If there had been if Ubers were there in New Umatilla, like he would have been taking an Uber.
I would have.
I blame the hangry people in the car that were haranguing us to find some food.
Right.
Oh man! All right. Well, Mikhail,
thank you very much, Bill.
It's been a lot of fun, and again, 4 p.m. tomorrow, everybody, over on the 4C Comics channel. Please head over there. I'll make sure I make mention of it in the Friday mailing too. I'll put a link in there so everybody remembers. But you got to head over there, and when you're there, make sure you subscribe to the channel too. Okay? Because as far as I've seen, there's only been 2 people subscribed since I told everybody to do that. We can do better than that. We can do a lot better than that.
Lame. Come on.
All right, gentlemen. Maybe I'll see you at the premiere tomorrow.
Thank you, James. Good to see you, brother.
Always, sir.
All right, James Doombot.
Well, it was Doombot when I did that Dueling Dealers episode because
I remember that
Doom things. So I just left it.
Yeah.
I will tell you that whoever bet you made that you're going to get done by midnight.
I'm going to work. I didn't make a bet with anybody, but I'm going to try. I do have a few other. Well, I do have a lot of other topics to cover, but yeah, I'm going to try. Well,
I'm known for brevity
so far. This is. I'll be honest. This is what I always envisioned the CAF update to be like. I always said I wanted it to be a variety show, and I guess maybe a little more structure than I've employed tonight. But that was always the plan, was to have different topics, bring in different guests. Heck, I mean, I'd be happy if I went off screen a couple times and let somebody else do a segment. But that was always my vision for this show, was to not just be me sitting here by myself BSing about things about CAF. So James, why are you here tonight, James?
Yeah, we're it's a sketchbook show, right?
So
it is polling time again. Everyone's favorite activity is polling. We all love to hear about polling. But we've got our show on the 8th. We have our 4 panelists.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon's coming back. She enjoyed it last time, and I'm curious if she's going to bake another cake. We have everyone's favorite optimist, Larry Toon. He's going to be on the panelists as well. Jill Loudon. I told Jill or Diana Price or Wonder Effin' Woman that she's not allowed to pick any woman in Wonder Woman art. So she is banned from Wonder Woman art. And then our final guest is Colonel Jim Keller, JP Crusher on CAF.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's ever been on your show. And he won the first 2 contests. So I figured if I brought him on.
Right. That's a good idea.
If I brought him on, that would disqualify him and give someone else a chance. So that's how we got our panel.
Well, that's I think that's really very thoughtful, James. You're getting good at this.
Strategic, man. It's strategery. So
what's going on with those glasses, though? I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know my eyes red?
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are new, huh?
No, I had eye surgery a week and a half ago. And,
oh man, you all right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
They changed the muscles up in my eyes. My full operation, man.
Dang. Well,
so, I haven't been. Anyone say it yet? Oh, good. No, I haven't been hitting anything recreational. It was surgery. So,
all right. Well,
yeah.
it's a different look for you.
I don't know. The glasses are huge, but doctor gave them to me free. So, okay. Well, you want to take a poll?
Yeah. Well, so how are we doing this tonight? Are you we weren't going to solicit because you had so many things to choose from?
What I did to try to recycle ideas. So I went back to the last 2 shows and kind of saw all the topics that people suggested that didn't win. And I figured let's do something a little bit different. Again, more strategery, right? So I pre-populated based on topics before. And so we're going to do that polling, but to make it, I guess, a little more representative of what the audience wants to do, so that not one topic dominates with 1 or 2 votes. I am juicing all day, every day. Orange juice, grapefruit, you got it. So once we're going to do this in 2 rounds. Round 1, we're going to vote on the topics. Round 2, the top 2 from round 1, I'll throw it in round 2, and that way we can get an overall winner. And that way 2 or 3 people don't kind of sway everything, and we pick tentacles for the week or something. I will say on the paintings one, there's 254. The record on the sketchbook was the first one we did at 291. So I'd love to get over 300. Our panelists wouldn't like it over 300, but I would love to get over 300.
I'd like to see Larry complain that he had to look at over 300. But so what we got? We have
Larry
really
doesn't
three more days. We have 3 more days to get up to closer to 300. I've got a few painted pieces. I could probably post up there.
Let's get them in there.
Yeah, no, okay. I will do that. That sounds like, yeah, that's a challenge, everybody, to try to get it up to 300 paintings in there. So we can do it. I believe we can do it. So, James, I will let you take charge. I see you've kind of got a screen shared almost ready. There we go.
Yeah, we got old Professor X. Well, you guys know the drill on this one.
Yeah,
stepped ahead. There you go.
Get my phone ready here, so I can
I know. I made it so you don't have to have a passcode. So you can either go to slido.com, put in the code that you see on screen, or take a screen capture of the barcode. I'm sorry, a barcode scan.
Yeah.
It'll go right to the polling. So the topics that I pulled from before, again, from the last 2 shows that we did: vehicles, aliens and monsters, jokes and humor, bricks and architecture, weapons, sharks, marine. We kind of expanded that, and non-big 2 art. So I guess kind of get your phones out and let's knock that out for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Nope. My vote has been cast.
What are you gonna do, Will? You want to sway the audience?
No, I won't say. I'll say after the vote's over, because everyone I've done so far, I think I've gotten like the least votes on every category I pick. So no, I'm not going to lobby for votes.
See what you can sway.
Yeah,
I will say, that video. I'm excited for that video Ranga and Mikkel are doing. Every time Sergio has done an interview, over the pandemic, I was part of a group that we did some kind of live Zoom meetings with artists, and Sergio was one of them. And he's a treasure. There's no other way to put it. The stories, the experience, the perspective is it's unique. You feel like you're talking to history. So
no, I completely agree. I mean, as soon as they told me about it, I love the concept, trying to speak to creators who've come to the business through through outside countries and have different life experiences than us. And I think, it was just a cool concept. I always kind of look at it and be like, oh, I just want to talk to people who've been in the business for a while, but they kind of had a different bent on it. And I think that's just going to make the show all the more interesting, I think. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And Sergio is just amazing. The time I got to talk with him last week was the first time. Yeah, he's great.
My only thought process was you set the bar in the stratosphere for your first show.
Right, exactly. But
Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane are next, because where are you going to go? So
we'll find out.
All right, you ready?
Well, I'm ready. I got to see if
round 1
finished in last again.
Aliens and monsters and jokes and humor. All right,
I am at the bottom.
Let's see.
I picked weapons, everybody. So there you go.
You do have a hell of a collection of swords and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I thought, there's so many characters that you could use. You could post with weapons. I mean, my goodness. But okay. All right. I get it. I'm not mainstream enough for everybody.
Yeah. So we said vehicles and jokes and humor.
Yeah. Hembeck. Might have Hembeck on a show sometime very soon. Trying to work that angle a little bit.
Cool. All right, save. Look at this. Look how quickly we can get this done. So from current slide, pop this thing in the stream. Have Professor X again, because he's reading your guys' minds.
He's not reading mine.
All right. I know, right? Spyware's installed. All right, let's do for round 2.
All right.
Vehicles or jokes or humor? What would I do? Humor would be just good to browse through. Man, I probably lean toward vehicles personally, but I don't know, man.
Well, I've got a piece of Humorama art finally, thanks to Marcus. I could post that if jokes and humor wins. Yep. And I do have some Hembeck art. I guess that might fit in as well.
My question is, how many tentacles pieces are going to get reused on jokes and humor?
Yeah. You never know. You never.
No repeat winners. Marcus Tentacle Monster. But vehicles would be fun. I bet you'd see a lot of Sean Gordon Murphy art in the vehicles. He does fantastic work there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of art with vehicles in it too. Vehicles is kind of a semi-generic. It could be a plane. You could have Wonder Woman, McMahon. You could have 1,000 pieces of art to go through on that one.
Yeah, outside the Batmobile, because it is what it is. What's your most iconic comic vehicle?
That's a good question. I was going to say like the Avengers Quinjet for me, probably, even over the whatever the heck the X-Men flew around in.
You're an X-Men fan?
I'm having a bad night. I couldn't remember I was on screen with Veronica earlier, which is stupid. Now, arguably, I remember it wasn't a very long chat that we had with him. It could have been longer, but yeah. But no, I'm having a bad night.
The Death Star is a vehicle.
Yeah. So, but no, I was like
Star Wars. Yeah.
See, right. This is. You could have 2,000 pieces of art posted.
I think it's a little bit more focused than paintings, though. But I think there's some gorgeous art. So, all right, just to in the essence of time. You ready? Calf theme for May.
Drum roll.
Jokes and humor.
Oh my gosh, that is so unexpected. Jokes and humor. All right.
Yep.
Interesting. Well. But there's a lot of stuff that you can put in there that would kind of have a joke and humor angle to it. Some Lobo art, I think you could find some jokes and humor there. I mean, there's angles. There's definite angles, and a lot of children's art. I mean, my gosh, I think you could probably come up with some interesting stuff.
I hope someone puts a Calvin and Hobbes strip in there.
How many Calvin and Hobbes artwork owners do we have out there?
I might ask. Well, no, I don't want to stack the deck. I was going to see if Joe Lee wants to throw his Sunday in there, but all right. Well,
we will find out. Right, so Sergio's art. There you go. There's a treasure trove, stuff from Mad or Cracked Magazine. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we might not hit 1,000 pieces of art in the jokes and humor, but there is a lot of territory. Alpha art, says Carlos. I like it. Strip art. Well, Marcus, you gave me that. I showed it to Maureen, and my daughter laughed louder than she did when she saw that tassel piece that you sent me. So, James, all right. And so your next sketchbook chat show is on the 8th of May. So we didn't want to do it on the 1st because that was the day after submissions were closed. Figured we'd give everybody the week to digest and pick their 4 pieces. So on May 8th at 9 p.m., that's a Monday night, the team will be at it again. They'll be doing another sketchbook chat and talking about their favorite paintings posted in the month of April.
I think for the humor one, I think we're going to require drinking. So I'm going to ask my panelists to make sure they have their favorite beverage.
Their favorite beverage.
We can laugh a little bit more, yeah.
All right. Well, I might even tune in for that one. That might be fun. I mean, I don't
have to be a panelist, Bill.
Do you want to be a passive member? I'd like to just kind of be an observer on screen, but maybe I'll have something to say. Could I pick? I could pick if you really wanted me to, but I think it'd be more fun. Well, whatever.
It's a reversal of roles, sir. All right.
Okay, fine. You're the host. I'll be a guest. I'd like
That's
that.
right.
Sure.
Just don't sway the audience. All right. Well, I will let you continue the night, and I will talk to you later, sir.
All right, James. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. As always, jokes and humor for the month of May.
Sounds good. Take care.
Adios. Bad Coletta inks. That's not fair, Kazra. Not fair at all. All right. Moving right along. Boy, we've had it is late, isn't it? 10 minutes and it'll be 2 hours. So I'm going to open up some packages because I've got a couple things here to check out. First up, I've got and this is heavy. This is a package from Alex Garcia, and I'll cover up his address. But look, he even drew a little crotch goblin on there with a Thor hammer. I mean, that is awesome, isn't it? Look at that thing. And as you know, Alex is the one who came up with the Moidoc t-shirt that is in the TeePublic store and the Crotch Goblin shirt that is in the TeePublic store, which I think we sold like a dozen of those already. Crotch Goblin is pretty popular. Moidoc, I believe it or not, I think we've sold like 30 shirts. I hope everybody that bought a Moidoc shirt wears it to San Diego, just to irritate Albert. And maybe if those of you who did, if you know each other, you should kind of all do it on the same day. That would be really special. And then take a picture. Take a picture and send it to me, and I'll share it here on the show. So, and it says Fragile on it too. So let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, it's got Fragile on the front too. I didn't even notice that. Oh, wow. I don't even think I can get into this thing. Holy mackerel. Alex, you really taped this thing shut. I thought I was just opening a single box. It turns out it's like double box. Here we go. It's like Fort Knox. How did you do this, Alex? Holy mackerel. Now I need James over here and his muscles. All right. We really got to cut this thing open all the way. This is like 2 boxes spliced together. There we go. Man, this is embarrassing. Come on. Man, this is insane. What did he do? I hope you're watching, Alex, so you can marvel at the mess this thing is going to end up being when I finally get into it. And it is fragile. Remember, I can't throw it around too much. I've got to cut into it one last time. Okay, now we've made it to the Sanctum Sanctorum. Okie dokie. Now, first up, okay, this is definitely a shirt. So I will open that first. Let's see what we got here. Maybe we have another shirt design that can make its way into the TeePublic store. Da-da-da. Jeez. All right. I think he's like reading my mind. But I was thinking of doing, asking him to do something like this. Jeez. Okay. I mean, it's too funny. But here you go, guys. Look at that. Get it all on there. A little bit better, right? I say the nay. Here, I'll just hold it up for everybody. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty funny. Man, he's got me wearing the jeans. He's got some X-Men art on there. Is that Cyclops? Of course, it's that Cyclops Cockrum piece I got. Look at that, Marcus. Cyclops made it to one of our T-shirts. So there you go. That is awesome. I can't wait to wear this to a show. This is great. Well, we'll see. It might make its way to a T-shirt in TeePublic. I mean, why not, right? We could put that over there. Maybe one day we'll have one of Sharon and Anthony. You just never know. Maybe Mr. Dickey. But here is something else that was inside the box. Let's see what that is. Got to get a knife for this, too. Oh, the art of Alex Garcia. Sweet. Look at that. Slipcase edition. Oh, awesome, man. There you go. Look at that. That is sweet. And as I assumed, also signed inside. That is great. Well, this is oh man, that's I do like his stuff. Oh, this is going to be great. I love it. Love it. Thank you, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. The shirt, the book are awesome. I better make sure I don't throw anything else out of you because there's a lot of padding in here. All right, you got it all. This I think I got this right after the show last week, so I'll assume this was kind of a birthday gift for me. But thank you so much, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, Alex. Sweet. Alex is amazing. And man, I can't thank you enough. This is great. I better slide this over here and so we don't damage it. But yeah, there you go. Alex, you should send me some more information on this so I can get it linked up on the site. Now, next up, I got something from Anthony. I don't recall what this is, or didn't he get? Maybe there was something from the from his Make Offer show. Did he have something he was giving me? Maybe that's what this is. Let's see. Oh, now of course, Marcus. This is Marcus's a special extra gift to me, and the thing that Anthony had. So first up, I'll show. Everybody remembers the Grell Thor sketch cover. That well, it's kind of can't really see it too well, but there it is. Look at that. See, everybody remembers birthday strip. Yeah. So there was the Anthony sketch cover and the Orphan Annie April 18th, 2002 strip. And I didn't realize that was Alan Kupperberg was the artist on this too. So I didn't go check it out before it was taken down, but there you go. Look at that. From the Make Offer show, a piece of art. And that worked out so good. Like I say, I got that Spidey Daily too. Why the Thing is a monster warbucks. Yes, General, your troops must take it out and fast. I don't know what's happening there. There's some giant ship coming out of the ground, but it's awesome. Thank you, Marcus. Free shipping. Yes, exactly. You piggybacked on Anthony's gift. Okay, a couple more things here. I'm going to open this one and I'll just show it off. I think if you're familiar, if those of you who are subscribers to Felix's channel also would have seen this a few weeks back. I think he did an unboxing on this thing here. This is from sent to me from my friend Chris Kilaki. And that should be hinted enough about what is inside here. But this is a project that's been gestating for about 1.5 years. And I know they're really thrilled to finally have it out and able to order. And I don't think I put a link in the show description to it, but I will take care of that by referencing it tomorrow in the Friday email. But let's get this thing out. Yeah, lots of tape on this stuff today. And I didn't realize this book was going to be as big as it is, but I guess I should have assumed that given what their original concept was for it. Yeah. See, it's all wrapped. I'm not even going to cut it out of the plastic. But this is the Carol Day, Lance Hallam book that they were putting together. They were collecting. They basically had to set out. Gosh, I mean, it took them 1 year, I think, to collect the art for this. And I mean, I watched Felix's unboxing of it. It was like at the start of one of his other unboxings, and the art in this thing is amazing. So I'm not going to cut this thing out, open and show it to you guys, but thank you so much to Chris and I mean, Roger worked on this book as well. I mean, there were several people who worked their tails off to kind of pull this all together. And I mean, this thing is huge. It's just not what I was expecting when they talked about this project, but it is coffee table power. You're absolutely right, Rick. So thank you, Chris, for doing this. And again, they were supporting CAF through advertising to solicit getting these images too. So, they really went out of their way to support me and work hard to pull something like this together. So congrats to them for doing it. I mean, this looks to be as good as any of the artist editions that IDW has put together. And again, if you go back and look at what Felix showed off, I mean, this thing is gorgeous on the inside as well. So I will put this one down. It is a heavy one. Now, I got two things that I'm going to open, and I won't really show off too much about it. But this is a package I just got today from Dexter Vines, because I'm going to be doing an art sale show and interview with Dexter Vines on Saturday, May 6th. And he and I emailed just a little bit about what he was bringing him, and everything's like very, very affordable stuff from several different artists. And some of it, I'd say from the look, if I remember the list, there was about a third of the stuff is blue lines, but everything is very modestly priced. So let me get in here. Because I did not get to see the scans. He just sent me a list of prices and what whom he worked with on each of these. So let's see here. All right. Also seeing it right on top is the page I like the most too. Let's see here. So we've got this is a Kyle Holtz and Dexter Vines Blackest Night piece. That one's really, really slick. I've got a let's see, a Pacheco and Vines. Looks like Ultimate Avengers title page. What else we got here? Something called something with Ed McGuinness and Dexter Vines. Looks kind of interesting. He's got something from the Terrifics with Joe Bennett. Black Panther page. I don't know. Oh, it's Chris Sprouse on that one. It looks. See, that might be a blue-lined inked page, but it's got Black Panther in the first couple panels. Pretty nice. So some DC art. Look at that. From this is Kieran McCowan from Crime Syndicate. Some Buffy art with George Genty and Dexter Vines. Red Robin. Can't tell if that's blue lines or not. It doesn't look like that. Actually looks like pencils and inks. Marcus 2 was the penciler on that one. Wojciech on this one from Legionnaires Annual. Don't know. Looks all traditional on that one. And we got a Power Girl page, a Spider-Verse team up. What else we got here? Something by JLA title, but with Miguel Mendoza, or is it Mendoza? Mendonca. Nice Batman and piece there, but I can't tell on this one. This one might be blue lines. We'll find out. I've got a whole list. Josh Middleton Meridian page. I don't see too many of those. Oh wow, look at this. A Thor's. This is a DPS. You got Thor, and that looks like it. Could that be Loki? I don't know. He's not dressed right if he is, but this is from Thor's number 3. And Weapon X page, a Spider-Verse team up again. It just says Williams. I'm not sure who the penciler would have been on that one, though. And a few other things. We got a couple of the DPSs. Another one from the Terrifics. So that's going to be in 2 weeks. And I thought I'd show some stuff from the show that I've got coming up this Saturday at 2:00. I'd asked Dennis Cowan to bring in some stuff that dig into his flat files and find some older stuff, and so he sent 7. David Williams, thank you, George. He sent me 7 Deathlock pages. So these are probably done in like 91, maybe 92, and they're all oversized. They're on 13 by 19 boards. So we got 7 of these pages. We've got. Let's see, what do we got here? This is from issue, I think it's got a few pages from issue 11. So, and all of these have Deathlock on them. So he was picking the good pages. And so we got Deathlock all over that. Let's see, Deathlock again all over that. There's a couple of, see, this one's my favorite. This is from Deathlock 7 and all kind of battle action on this one. Really, really cool page. But there's actually one that I think will interest a few other people, because this from Deathlock 7, page 2, actually has Deathlock taking care of the Punisher in the first couple panels there, through there, and they wrapped him up in some metal before he goes off to go find the, who was he going after in that one? I forget. Oh, Silvermane. So that's a nice page right there. And you get the Punisher in it too. And then there was a page from Deathlock 2 and even a page from Deathlock 1. It's the second series of Deathlock, of course, but from the first issue. So that's pretty cool. Then he just gave me some other miscellaneous artwork as well. I know there's some Batman artwork in here. Oh, that's kind of interesting. He sent me 2 covers, pencil only though, so the inks do exist out there as well. These are both from the Captain America, Black Panther, Flags of Our Fathers. I think it was a 4-issue miniseries. So this is the covers to issue, or the pencils to issue 3, and very, very nice, of course. And then this one's really awesome. This is the pencils to the cover to issue 4. So I got Black Panther and Cap battling the Red Skull, I believe, in his weird mechanized uniform there. And it's interesting because when he signed these, he actually wrote Klaus Jansson's name in these, as if Klaus was going to be the one to do the inking. And it was not Klaus Jansson that inked these. I forget, was it Sandu Floria, I think, was the inker on these. So I guess originally it was going to be going to Jansson, because he even wrote Jansson up in the top too. But Jansson did not ink these. And one of these is actually on Cap, the inked version. So possibly the owner will be able to join those together, which is always a good thing. So there you go. That's what I got. And I do. With all of that, I'll just go ahead and hit up what the schedule is, so we can keep this thing, this train rolling. So what do I got here? A few different things going on. Obviously, the Cowan show I just mentioned on Saturday at 2. Saturday at 9 p.m. I'll have Dexter Soy and Jiggy on for another artist spotlight. Probably, I have no idea. I haven't gotten the artwork that he's bringing. I love Dexter's work though. So, if he has 5 or 6 pieces, that'll be fun. Sideshow Bob, of course, next week. Calf update. Jeff Wedding will be my guest selector, and Jeff will be giving away a piece of art. And Jeff, I forgot to make the slide for that art, but it's okay. We'll talk about that next week. But it's May the 4th. What a perfect day to have Jeff Wedding on, and to be doing a Star Wars art giveaway that day. Dexter Vines that next Saturday, where I just showcase some of his art. We've got, let's see, anything I've added on here. I've got a prop store preview with Gray Smith. He's one of the employees over at Prop Store. I'll be doing that on the 15th. Of course, Comic Art Live, everybody, coming up on the 20th and 21st. Anything else new? The Joe Staten interview. That's on June 5th. And then, thanks to Kazra, I will actually be interviewing George Pratt on Tuesday, June 6th. So that's going to be pretty cool. No art for sale in either of those shows. These are just straight interviews with both of those gentlemen, but I'm looking forward to hanging out and chatting with both of them. Kevin Nolan will be on with me that same week on Saturday at 2 p.m. for an art sale. And have I added anything new after that? Probably not. I mean, Berkey's going to do another one of his pre-San Diego events, where we have probably a couple $1 million in art that we'll show off. That'll be on July 10th. And all the rest of the stuff you've seen before. So that is the schedule. Lots of art sale stuff going on, and artist interviews too, which I enjoy doing. So what am I missing in here? You guys, George Pratt. Wow. I got to meet George for the first time. Went to his gallery opening with James Martin down at the Frazetta Gallery. And yeah, it was a good time. But Kazra hooked me up so that we could do an interview with them. And I think we might have an announcement probably, of some sort during that show as well. Will Koi Fam have any X-Men Legacy pages that you want me to ask? Bootlegging? I don't mind. I mean, I actually haven't talked to Koi yet. It was just set up for me. I work with James McLaughlin from Hero. He's the one who brings me a lot of those artist shows, and so he arranged everything with Coy. I have not spoken to him yet, but I'll make him mention of that. Any X-Men Legacy? Hey, you never know. It's possible. So, but for any of those other people on the list, you're always, maybe it's not a bad idea. Send me once, and I can try to potentially get that art in for you for the show. And it is a packed schedule. What else we got? I think other than that, the big stuff, of course, is, Comic Art Live. People have started creating and setting up their booths, as we all know. It's really kind of just around the corner at this point. We've got, is it 3 weeks? Is it really 3 weeks? I guess it really is about 3 weeks until the show. So you got 3 weeks to get your booth set up. That's not a lot of time, unfortunately, but I know that you know how to do it. We've all this is only the 7th show that we've had. I can go up here and just remind everybody how to handle booth setup, though. It's underneath. Well, you can get to it from the Comic Art Live menu. There is a manage your booth link right there, or if you go to manage your galleries, there is a link right at the top there to do the booth setup. And yeah, 3 weeks. So I know we it never feels like we have enough time to get these things set up, but 3 weeks to get your booth set up and ask any questions that you may have. It's all pretty straightforward, just like regular CAF gallery management for the most part. Yeah, 20, you got it. I do have the timer going. Get Jim Chung on. Hey, Chris, trust me, I would love to have Jim on. That would be pretty awesome. Of course, the other thing to mention is the mystery sketch stuff is going on right now, and you can, well, I guess let's see, where would we want to go for that? We can click off the link on the side here. That'll get you over to it. But we are doing the mystery sketch again. I think we're about halfway through being sold out. We had roughly 150 slots available, and in 1 week we sold 75. So I want to make a sellout out of this. So please do help me make that happen. I appreciate it. Anybody who has picked one up, share it, socially with your friends online. Let's get a clean sellout on this. That way we guarantee that all the sketches that these 40 artists wanted to tackle for Comic Art Live are filled. So, I can tell you I've had people who bought multiple lots, probably like 10 people bought more than one, and that's awesome. I sincerely appreciate it. Chris is going to blaze through those picks tonight because he does not want to be on here for past the midnight Eastern time hour. But yeah, please do share, especially if you picked one up, share it. Let everybody know what we're doing with that and support artists here. Ghost Rider for shadowing. Yeah, maybe Jeffrey. Let me think here. So other than that, I guess, the one thing I would make mention of is that for those of you who know some artists who might like to do panels, please, get them to reach out to me. I talked with Felix yesterday, and he has let me know that Nick Klein will be coming back to do a panel on that weekend. And he's got a Hulk book coming out. And I think they're going to preview some of the artwork from that Incredible Hulk issue it should be, is it out that time, or it'll be nearly out, or maybe it will have just gotten out to the stores just before that. But so that's one I can announce. I'm trying to get Paulo Rivera back to do another panel on Sunday, since he's done 5 of the 6 shows, and we've always had fun having him over there. Peter Rose says, could I get Terry Austin? I don't know. It's possible. How many Cyclops slots are left? I don't think we've had anybody request a Cyclops drawing yet, Marcus. You could be the first, though. You could be the first. So what else we got here? So other than that, yeah, but if you have any artists, let me know. I'd love to get more artists in the panels for the weekend. They don't have to sell anything. We could just do chats, right? That would be good. Yay, Nick Klein, says Peter. I agree. All right, let me go through the hot picks really fast. Gosh, I know I think I needed another Coke for tonight. But we'll make it work. We'll make this all work. Where are my picks for Heritage? Here we go. So let's keep this over here. And I will go through these quick. I know if you pay attention to the mailings that go out, you get to see all this stuff anyway. So you know which pieces I picked every single week. No, a Barucci preview. Yeah, I do the Barucci preview right after I do the Heritage picks. I can never forget, Alberto, that I need to do it because I do them one after the other. So first up, and these were all like no-brainer picks when I was going through Heritage this week. David Mazzucchelli, Daredevil page. No Daredevil on it, no Matt Murdock, but again, it's Mazzucchelli, and everybody wants one. So if you wanted to get an example page, this would be it. But I can tell you, I think when I saw it earlier, it was at $4,300. So definitely already, pricey for a page that doesn't even have Daredevil on it. But, that's what we all want. Then, again, an easy pick, Arthur Adams, Al Milgrom, FF 349 page, already at $5,555. But, everyone's anti-Fantastic Four team here, right? You get Wolverine, Hulk, Spidey, and Ghost Rider. See? You were right, Jeffrey. It was a little bit of foreshadowing. So then we've got a P. Craig Russell Hellboy page, which, who doesn't love P. Craig Russell? And it's like a Dracula character choking the life out of Hellboy. Beautiful stuff there. Nobody can make horror look quite like that, like Russell. Then the Charles Vess black costume Spidey on a gargoyle. I love, Vess's work. I definitely enjoy it. And this I thought was just a cool pitched angle for this, probably a convention piece. He put a lot of work into this thing, and again, it's kind of cool. Definitely the way he's put the perspective on that. Next up, a Doc Strange. I've got a couple of these in here. This one is a Frank Brunner painted piece. And again, how often you get the chance to have a Frank Brunner painted anything? And here you go. You got Doctor Strange, one of the characters he's known for. Then I picked this one because a lot of people probably don't know Dave Palumbo, stepson of why am I drawing a blank? Boris, of course. But this is a smaller piece. He does these. This is a Doctor Strange again, but he does these things. That's probably about a 3x5 painting. But these are like prelims for his larger paintings that end up being more like 12x18. So I think typically when he sells these on his site, they're like $500. But they're just kind of a cool approach in the way he just decides to block out lights and darks when he's putting these things together. Then what else we got? See a little DC action here, a little extra. This is a Dick Dillon and Frank Giacoia World's Finest page, and it looks like Batman's having it out with a golem, and deep in debate. But I really like the last panel with Superman over here. I don't know, he's flying over a swamp or something, but I just like the overall layout and look of this page. So for those of you who are World's Finest fans, I thought this was a really nice page. Dick Dillon, Frank Giacoia, World's Finest 219. All right, Gustovich. This is this predates some of his published work. So maybe this is just something he was showing off to get some of his published work. This was again, Doctor Strange. There's a theme going on here, but I thought it was funny. I don't have any idea. That's Clea with a weird mask on her face, and I don't know. That's almost like I don't even know what the reference is on that or whom this other character is. But early Gustovich art, I'm always a huge fan of him. So from 1974. Two more pieces here. What did I pick? All right. Yeah, there was a Kaluta. This was a Shadow and Batman piece. I actually really like this one. Thought this was pretty cool. Kaluta, of course, definitely well known for his work on Shadow. And you get a color piece too. And finally, everybody enjoys a little Brian Lee O'Malley. This is Scott Pilgrim #4 page. I don't think Felix has any Scott Pilgrim art left on his site. So, hey, here is your opportunity to pick up a Scott Pilgrim page from Heritage next Wednesday. So there you have it. That's my Heritage picks. I ran through that one as fast as I could go. All right, now the EXP right now. I wouldn't forget about you, Nick. This is the preview for tomorrow night. That Nick's his show is at 7 until 8:15 every Friday night. And here is the preview, and it's about 3 minutes long. A little extra time here, but Nick had a lot of stuff to show off, so definitely don't blink because there's a lot of good stuff here.
Everybody, this Friday, April 24th. God, I almost said the 28th. At 7 p.m.
Really? Nick, it is the 28th.
Oh, this Friday, April 28th. At 7 p.m. Eastern, if you can only see the faces Amy's making, we have the original art experience. We have a lot of great art, like we always do. And And on this show, we have art for everyone like we normally do. So we have, I'm going to go through it. Some of these pages go back 30 years. One goes back 40. We will have Ghost Rider 46, Ron Garney. Justice League, Ron Garney. Moon Knight, Ron Garney. These pages go back 20, 30 years. Brett Booth, Gunslinger Spawn. Greg Hildebrandt, Red Skull. Took me a second. Bob Layton, Recreation with oh God, not the Crimson Dynamo, not the Emerald Gladiator. Oh, I can't remember what this suit was called. I'll remember by Friday. Hulk. All right. Plus the pages we didn't get to last week. X Factor by Kieran Gillen, the special Archangel issue 47. Gorgeous.
Karen Gillan or Karen Dwyer?
Karen Dwyer. Oh my God, I'm getting my artists and writers mixed up now. I'm going too fast. I gotta slow down. X Factor 47 by Kieran Dwyer with inks by Al Milgram. This is a very special issue that covers Warren the Angel becoming Archangel. We have John Higgins Hellblazer that we didn't get to last week. We have Spider-Man by Tom Lyle that we didn't get to last week. We're also adding, believe it or not, a Don Newton Detective 518 page that came out during Crisis on Infinite Earths, if I remember correctly. And the answer is I don't remember correctly because there's no chance in heck that this book from 1982 was during Crisis on Infinite Earths. I've got a terrible memory tonight. That's 3 mistakes. I'm not allowed any others. We'll also have the new Teen Titans complete color guide. Need to drop the price on this. So my need to drop the price is going to be somebody's ability to get it at a blockbuster price. And we're going to have commission cover art by Joe Del Beato, Mariano Nicieza with the Spectre on one side, Dormammu on the other. So this Friday, April 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on the Original Art Experience. And before you go, hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. See you Friday at 7.
There you go. See Nick Friday at 7. And Nick, I haven't been on the show in a while. I'll have to try to work something out where we do a show over on your channel. You've been on my channel 3 times since first of the year. I think I'm overdue. So there you have it. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock on the EXP, the Original Art Experience with Nick Berrucci. And I missed out on whatever the Waffle House talk was. I've been seeing people talk about it, and I don't know what the heck that's all about. But anyways, everybody knows what time it is. Somehow we're going to get through this in less than 40 minutes. It is time. Well, it's not time for me yet. I see I'm trying to jump the gun. CAF update. Man, I got to rush through the CAF update now. Man, oh man, this is just a rough. See, I'm trying to rush myself, and that's never a good thing, obviously. All right, let me get over and do that now, because man, this night is going to be long. I got to go fast here. We got where is that? Get over here to there. Get another screen open for myself. All right, now I can talk about the CAF update. Yeah, I still don't get the Waffle House references. Sorry, guys. There, at least Chris is here. Chris, we're gonna have about 30 minutes to get through all this art, man. But here, I'll go quick. I will go quick through these things. Now, for the CAF update covers the period and the artwork that we're picking today from April 17th through the 23rd. And dealers actually had a good week for a change, and they didn't need a $200,000 sale to make it happen. They sold $345,000 worth of artwork last week. Anthony, because of his wonderful Make Offer show, he sold 262 artworks. Man, I don't think we sold that many during the show, but somehow he had 262 sales. That might be the most in a week he's ever had. Just under $100,000 in sales for him. Felix had 62 sales, 85,000. Panel Page 5 sales, 71,000. Ramita Man 36 sales, 55,000. And Scott Eater had 2 sales, almost $23,000. I think one of those was a page by Daniel Klaus, if I'm not mistaken, from 8 Ball, and I think it sold for $18,000 or something. I can't remember, but very pricey. But I think we'll see it in the little recap video I've got here for you. And here it is, the top 6 sales from dealers last week. So, as I said already, 345,000 total sales. The artwork that you can see right there, it is by Sal Buscema, sold by Panel Page Art, asking price $30,000. It is the cover to Marvel Tales 37. Nice work there by Sal. I love those little box covers from that era. Then another panel page sale. This is the cover to Savage Sword of Conan, number 102 by Bill Sienkiewicz. As if you couldn't tell. $22,000 asking price on that one. Now, here it is, the 8-ball. Let's see, it's the back cover to issue 13. So this one sold for $15,000 by Scott Eder. Look at that. That is classic Klaus there. Now we get over to something by Vermita Man. This was by Carmen Infantino and Irv Novick. This was an unused Wonder Woman cover to issue 176, drawn in 1968. 2 more pieces. I don't know what's up with this, but this is from Century number 1, page 17 by Jay Lee, priced at $10,000 as the sale price and sold by Panel Page Art. I had a couple pages from that Century number 1. I sold them. I didn't get $10,000 a page for those. Then this is a commission sample from Paul Pope, sold for $10,000 by Felix, of course. I mean, that's some wall power right there, if you ask me, man. I wouldn't mind owning that. So next up, auction results. Pretty even. Auction results continue to stay pretty stable. $316,000 this period as opposed to $328,000 the week before. And we'll go for the top 3 eBay, top 3 Heritage. First up from eBay. Again, eBay had 122,000 of these sales, and Heritage had 194 total from their set. The first 3 from eBay here: Tyler Kirkham, Dark Knight's Death Metal number 7 variant cover, sold for $3,250. Yeah, I like Kirkham's work a lot. And then we've got, Emanuela Lupacino. This is a Green Lanterns number 7 variant cover, sold for $2,000. Very nice as well. Love the inkings on that one. And then we've got a Capullo McFarlane Spawn 32, page 10, sold for $1,999.99. Then over at Heritage, they sold this Joe Mad Al Milgram Uncanny X-Men 336 page for $10,200. You knew that one was going to go into the 5 figures, and it just made it. Then we've got, how did I not see this one? This is a really nice page. Dick Dillon, Frank McLaughlin, Justice League 121 page went for $9,000. I'm looking at this. I still don't know how I missed that when I was featuring stuff last week. But I did feature this one, the Bernie Wrightson Batman the Cult page 1 splash from issue 1, sold for $7,800. And I'll be honest, I was thinking that one was going to probably go for more like, I don't know, I was thinking like 38 to 43. So it sold for 78. So it just shows you what I don't know. I mean, I just thought for sure that was going to be a bit more affordable than that. But congrats to whoever got it. I love that. I love it. So I'm not even going to play the intro because I didn't pick a new one for Mr. Snork. He's shaking his head like, no, nobody wants to hear it. Hey, Chris, how are you doing, man?
Good. I was a buyer on that Wrightson page up until $5,000.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, when I said what I just said there, I mean, I would have thought 5 would have been the top, but I would have thought it was going to go for more like 43.
Me too.
But it was beauty. It was beauty. Well, that's good. That means you've recovered from some of your big Hulk buying, at the end of last year. If you're able.
I theoretically made a stupid purchase today, so we'll see. I got my fingers crossed.
Ah, all right. Well, so you're not one of those guys that when you pick up an artwork early, it doesn't just make its way into your calf gallery the same day, right? You wait till you have it in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so by this time, well, you won't be on with me next week, so we won't be able to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a commission. It might be a while.
Oh, okay. Isn't it when's your birthday?
5/5.
Everybody needs to know. What?
5/5.
5/5. That's what I thought. So you got the week off right at the right time. That's a Friday night, man. You were the Untapped app is gonna be in full force night. Are you one of those guys that can mix your beers? You can. I can't do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I when I start with one, I usually have to stay true.
I'll drink around the world.
Man, I can't do that. All right. Well, listen, I know
we're all a thought experiment tonight in furtherance of trying to get this done quickly. I think I'm going to try and do 1-word commentary on all my picks.
Oh, I don't believe that's going to be possible.
I'm going to try.
All right. Well, do you have a bet tonight with Mikhail?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, let's get this first one up here. Let's get where's that share screen? There it is. There it is. There it is. And okay, how are you going to do a one-word comment on your favorite character?
Explosive.
Explosive. All right. Well, this is in Paul Ferentz's Calf Gallery. Stuart Immonen, Scott Koblish. What was it from, though? Fantastic Four, issue 56 from 2002. Interesting. It is explosive. I mean, I know you picked it because of the thing. And other than that, I'm sure that last panel, because it is explosive, it's interesting done. The lighting on that thing is very, very cool. And again, it's the thing. What is not to love, everybody? All right, boy, this is going to be boring if we only get one-word descriptions out of Snork tonight.
All right,
here we go. Pepe Larraz, right? I mean, Black Cat in Killian's Calf Gallery. This is gorgeous. I absolutely love this piece.
Yeah. So I tried to commission Pepe today. That's my I'm crossing my fingers. I haven't found out if I got in yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, they had some site issues today, didn't they?
That's an understatement, buddy. That is an understatement.
I wasn't, I didn't even try, but I was getting the emails, we're down. I mean, all the problems the failures to launch leading up to that. I mean, it's unfortunate. Web issues can definitely suck, but yeah. But if, hey, at least if you got on the list, that would be awesome, man.
Trying. We'll see.
All right. Well,
I passed on Tradmore, Doctor Strange today, knowing that I was going to try and get on that list, and assuming that the commissions were going to be pricey, and I was right. So I made the right decision.
Well, very good.
Anyway,
well, congrats. I do hope you got that. That'd be awesome.
So Larraz works so infrequently traditionally. So whenever we see something like this, obviously it's a real treat. And, his ink wash mastery, I mean, he's, I don't know, really singular, in my mind. Like there isn't anybody else who's really working like this right now.
Agreed. And I think you were wise to skip the trad art drop. I think it was pretty crazy. I'm still actually BCC'd on his want list. So, I mean, I never read them, but it's like I got at least 400 want lists submitted coming in today because that's how I monitor to make sure his site doesn't crash. So I can see that, when he does his art drop, I can see how many came in at this hour, that hour, or that minute. So I can make sure that his site doesn't go down. Unfortunately, it never went down, but man.
No, I think a few pieces actually lasted a few minutes.
It was surprising. I never went over, but that was the vibe I was kind of getting from the field. But it's just amazing how the approach to the art drops that everybody has. I mean, literally, you see people just doing the one at a time. They're not going to wait. They want to go after just the one. But a lot of it makes sense. But congrats to Trad, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
At the end of the day, Felix isn't lying. That is a record-setting art drop, if there ever was one. So
I can't quibble or argue about the pricing at all. I mean, I think it was right where it should be, right where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And so I mean, everybody who got one, congratulations. They're all amazing.
Exactly. No, I mean, I hope several of those pieces do end up on CAF. They are spectacular. Yeah, the cheaper pieces lasted, says Marcus. All right, so Tomas Giarello.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in Raj Patel's calf gallery, who has one hell of a calf gallery, I have to say.
Yeah.
Gorgeous piece here.
I featured Giarello before, and I feel like we see a lot of tonal pencil stuff from him. I don't know if they may just like ink his work digitally, like from the pencils, kind of like level it. But this has obviously been inked, and I love that center panel so much, like the facial expression, the hair. I mean, this page is all about that center panel for me.
Agreed. It is an interesting way to kind of frame that, but no, it's gorgeous. So I like it a lot. Like Kazra has said, mouths. Yeah, that is the theme of this page for sure. That's that is nicely done. The Finder, not familiar with that. The Finder, page 29. Is it like just a one shot kind of book?
I think it might have been like a novel adaptation.
Okay.
I haven't read it.
Okay. Okay. I've got my thumbs up on that one. Then next up in the collection of Mr. Chuck Arnold, just interviewed on Tuesday. We've got a Batman and Robin page.
Yeah, it's Chuck Arnold week on CAF. You know, he talked obviously at length about his love for Frank's work, and I think I'm in the same camp with a lot of people. I think the penciled stuff is really kind of where it's at if you want Quitely originals, because you know it's as close as you get to kind of like what he wants it to look like in the end, which I think is so cool. The facial expressions on this page are great. Like Damien's face there is so characterful. I love the layout of that bottom panel with the bat signal being broadcast over top of the manor. Yeah, just a great page.
Yeah, ditto on that one. I mean, my favorite panel is that last one. It's so well done. His pencil work is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you know, sometimes you could look at it and say, oh, he doesn't do enough, but what he does is enough. You know, this is a great page. So congrats, Chuck. Yeah, that is a nice one. Chuck finds him. Or you know what? When you're known as the
they find him.
I was just gonna say, when you're known as the Quitely guy, they find you.
Yep.
Lucky dog.
Great position again.
Yeah. Next up, we've got a Coipel Morales Mighty Thor DPS. Wow, that's stunning.
I picked this and then I felt bad because I thought, if I didn't, Bill would have picked this if I hadn't. Yeah, but I love the weight on Thor there. He's so beefy in that left side piece.
Mm-hmm.
In stark contrast to the really like alien, like scrawny looking surfer, but you know, both so potent. This was such a cool sequence in this book, but seeing the original like this, you know, laid out in the DPS format just is so incredible. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I saw this one and I would have picked it had you not. But yeah, same thing. That rendition of Thor right there is great. Coipel is definitely one of my favorite modern Thor artists.
I mean, he really, I mean, you have to kind of put him in the same echelon as a Simonson, as a, you know, as far as people who made their mark on the character. I mean, they were drawing Coipel Thor after he left the book for years, basically.
Mm-hmm. And this is in the collection of DJ Johnson. So congrats to DJ on that one. And this is that George Perez, Joe Rubenstein Infinity Gauntlet DPS. I mean, you'd almost have to pick it just because of the amount of work that went into this. And, you know, when this slides across Perez's desk to Joe, what does Joe say?
Right? F you.
Son of a gun, he did it to me again.
And when you think about the tools that were, you know, available back then too, I mean, they didn't have even the simple tools weren't the same quality or the same, you know, variety as they are today. So yeah, I mean, this was probably mostly done with like, you know, quill and brush.
Yeah.
Probably not even tech pen.
Well, it's fantastic.
I picked this because of the historical significance, honestly. I mean, this is just this is an important piece of comic book history.
Yeah, no, it is. You've got. We're not even going to try to count the skulls, everybody. There are a lot of them. So let's see, who's Kafka? Oh, Fish, Mr. Fish. Yeah. Well, whose collection should it be in?
Right.
None other than Mr. Fish. So congrats, man. That is, if I could like this one twice, I would do it. 41 comments on it right now. I mean, clearly a lot of people like this one. It deserved it. And this piece too, man. Woo.
Oh,
you get the like on this one here. It's Capullo, of course, and just an amazing. The composition on this thing alone makes this piece fantastic.
Like the yes, the composition, but like if you think about it, like from a cinematic perspective, like where he chose to put the camera, like to quote unquote shoot the scene, is so cool. I mean, this is something that you can really only do in comics. And I so value and so respect an artist that can do something like that. And you know, to be honest, I wasn't always a Capullo fan. I was never a big Spawn guy, so he didn't, you know, do a lot for me. And this cover, when it hit the newsstand, I remember being like, oh, wow. Okay, well, not only do I need to start reading Batman, I guess I need to start paying attention to Greg Capullo. And I went and bought issue 1, which at the time was kind of hard to get. I remember paying up a little bit for it. I think I paid $10 for issue 1 by the time issue 2 had come out, and loved them all. I mean, that Quarter Owl storyline was awesome.
I read that one as well, believe it or not, because I was curious. I mean, everybody was talking about it. So no, but this is a very spectacular piece. I mean, I love the train rail there. I mean, just really everything just frames it so well. That's why I would have picked it. But I totally get what you're saying. I mean, you can't get this anywhere else but in a comic, as far as the way the composition and the way it's shot. I mean, you get a street scene in it too. You know,
right?
Bystanders, it's crazy. All right, 3 more to go here from you, Mr. Chris. So what do we got here? It says an FF by Jim Lee, Joe Chiodo, and Scott Williams. What do we got?
This is a jealousy pick. I sort of I hesitate to call it a grail, because, you know, like that's a loaded term in our hobby. But one of the things that I have always wanted, and I intend to get at some point, is a page from Jim Lee's FF run. Just because, you know, I don't know, he kind of solidified my affection for the characters by like refreshing them in the style at the time, which I think was probably the whole point of Heroes Reborn, was to be like, hey kids, like the FF's actually cool, you know? Right. And on some people like me, it worked. So, and I'm so thrilled for Khalil to add something like this to his collection too. So
no, it's cool. I didn't read unfortunately I didn't read the series, but I've seen a lot of the art on CAF, and it's definitely pretty awesome. So I get where you're coming from, not being able to, I mean, seeing something that you really want to get from that's representative of a series that you enjoyed. I mean, yeah, no, that's cool. And it's Jim Lee. It will always be in fashion. That's for sure. And yeah, so Joe Chiodo was listed as the color. Oh, because it looks like he also got the color guide. I didn't realize that. Sweet. Well, those 3 worked together a lot over the years, so it's kind of cool that they got to work. Hey, that's my wife's. Wow, your finger you're pulling. I wonder who wrote that. All right, 2 more to go here. We've got a J. Scott Campbell, Richard Friend. Man, that guy is prolific. Danger Girl connecting covers. And this is in Dave Kopecki's CAF gallery, appropriately so.
I picked this just because I mean, this is ridiculous. It's so loaded. I mean, there's so much happening here. I love the unifying image with the dragons on the sides, you know, kind of like walling everything in. You know, it's got the stereotypical kind of like J. Scott Campbell, you know, female characters, but for some reason, like a teensy bit different. I feel like when inked by Friend, he does lend a little bit of his own character to these things.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think it works really well as an overall composition, which isn't something you can always say about double covers. So I don't know, I like it.
No, I completely agree. I like it too. And yeah, you're right. I mean, Friend. I mean, well, he's kind of inked all those guys, right? Campbell, Jim Lee. I mean, he's
Travis.
Travis as well, right? I mean, so he's not afraid of a challenge. At the end of the day, and this is cool.
This is for God's sake.
Right, exactly. I mean, and I do like I like the way the dragon is done in a heavier line. I mean, it just makes it just kind of holds the piece together. I mean, it's interesting that it was done as separate covers, but still, that's pretty slick. But congrats, Dave, man. Dave, he's got a good eye, and I know it's a series that he definitely enjoys getting art from when he can. Let's see, get my like on that one. And the final one, I mean, man, you picked an artist I like, man. Look at this. Ian Miller. What was this from? Martian Chronicles. Oh, shoot. I didn't even, oh, wow, that's awesome.
This thing like lapped off the screen at me. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest. I was flabbergasted when I saw it, but look at all the different, just all the different hatching that's on this piece alone.
Yeah, Ian Miller's just he's an insane artist. I was looking at it. I always like every few months I pull out the Tolkien Bestiary because I just love looking at his work. It's just crazy, you know, the amount of time and detail that and effort that he puts into to his artwork. And yeah, this is gorgeous too. I wonder if does they list the size on this one? No, that's too bad. I mean, it's probably I've got a few pieces by him that were just like study pieces, and they're usually kind of tall. Like, you know, this would probably be on it probably would be a 17-inch tall illustration. But yeah, very, very impressive. And this is in Glenn Crane's calf gallery. Yeah. Oh, and Rick Welch noted that too. Did I imply that I don't like all of the other artists? No, not at all. I just said that he picked one that he picked an artist that I liked. I didn't say I don't like his pins. Yeah, but no, sweet man. I'm glad you picked this out. And Glenn, of course, has a very interesting taste in artists. And if you haven't been in Glenn's calf gallery in a while, you definitely should take a look at it. Spend some time in there. I mean, let's see how long he's been a member for. Well, just over 12 years. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was just struck by it. I had to pick it.
Well, sweet. I'm glad you did. And hey, I have to say, I'm sorry that you didn't get that piece this weekend. You know, I saw that artwork, the Thing piece, and I was like, oh, that's a Snork piece right there. And
fair's fair.
I know, but it was nice. But it was funny. I did get some requests. You know, I remember I solicited requests on what should people bring, or what should you bring the next time we do a show. And I did have other people that mentioned wanting to get stuff from that series. So, you know, I might be able to subtly sway him, but I won't tell you. Like I didn't tell you that it was in there. But it was. I
saw the preview email just like everybody else. I knew I needed to be there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that worked. I mean, so are you one of the people who would say show it all?
I like that, yeah, because, and if I'm being honest, like on a Saturday or a Sunday like that, I can't always tune in. I'm actually worrying that I'm not going to make the Cowan show this weekend, and I really want one of those Deathlock pages. I'm going to have to go upstairs and negotiate with my wife later about our plans on Saturday. But yeah, I like that.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to do that from now on, especially when we're doing, you know, vintage art shows. It probably makes a lot more sense. You know, maybe on some of the, you know, like a Jiggy show, maybe I don't show everything, you know, but certainly on if I do another show with Adam, Dennis, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag when I do Chaikin, because he always brings new stuff, right? There's no vintage things in there, but I think it definitely helped attract an audience, because, you know, for Adam, by showing all the pieces. And that was his suggestion too. He was like, why don't you show them all? I'm like, oh, well, I usually show 3 or 4. He's like, you should show them all. He's, aren't you going to put them on cap somewhere?
You're like, okay.
And I'm like, no. So he's like, well, why not? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I guess I'll show them all off. So yeah. And I have to tell everybody that everybody that's paid in full with the Kubert stuff, the art has shipped. It shipped yesterday. I think I've got three people who are sending in payments. So I've got 3 pieces left. But with Joe Linsner, Joe got sick after the show, and I am supposed to get his artwork, I think tomorrow, or it's due on Saturday. So probably, you know, I'll get everything packed up this weekend, and my expectation is the Linsner art will be shipping on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So do apologize for that, because typically, I don't know what he was dragging his feet on what he was going to show. So he was just behind. Usually they'd ship me everything, and then I would ship back what doesn't sell. He got so far behind that he decided, you know, that's where it is. So I need to email everybody, let them know that that is where we're at with that. And don't usually like to work that way, and I definitely won't let it happen again, because I was all set to go. I had everything cut. I took Maureen out there. We cut all the masonite and everything. We're all set to go, and then the artwork didn't show up, and I'm like, Joe, where is it? It's not here. He told me Tuesday. So anyways, here's my picks. This one, you know, this was in Bill Jay's calf gallery, who has one of the most spectacular calf galleries out there, and Paul Pope, Batman Chronicles cover. And I didn't realize Pope's first published Batman cover But I just love Pope's style, you know, and it's funny. I mean, as whimsical and as loose as the lines feel, it has a very graphic feel to it. Like it's all so intentional to kind of frame Batman, you know, with these smoke swirls and stuff. I mean, it just, when I saw it, I just kind of fell in love with it. I mean, I always love his work, but I just kind of felt the way he treated the background was just interesting. And you know, because I'd like a Batman sketch by him. It could have nothing on the page, and I'd love it. But I love the composition on this piece.
I love the he brings like a unique feel to Batman in my mind. Like his Batman to me always looks like mischievous, almost like he's kind of having fun, especially like in when he's beating someone up, he almost looks like gleeful.
Very true. Well, this is a very nice piece, and Bill J has just added another prize winner to his calf craft. 42 likes and 73 comments. Holy smokes! Well, yeah, deservedly so. Now this is over in Simon's Calf Gallery. Everybody knows I like Chris Pacello, and this is you've got Mark Buckingham inks on this one. Why can't I click on this? Simon, you got to scan him bigger. If I would have known I couldn't click on it, I would have told him earlier when he was here. But I mean, who doesn't like Chris's work from this period, this run? I mean, he had such an interesting approach. I mean, this is when I first kind of caught on to, you know, his style and his magic. But this is just an amazing piece. I love Buckingham's ink on this piece as well. So. This is just going into Simon's Calf Gallery and his collection, you know that this is like a sweet treasured piece that he's picked up.
I always liked how he has this way of rendering certain types of characters differently. Like, look at how different the X characters look from, I think the villain's name is M-Plate, right?
Yeah.
Look how different they look from M-Plate and how clear it is that M-Plate is the villain. Just by how he's rendered, how he's inked.
That's that's really nice. That's why I wish I could click on this. And that the image, you know, that in that third panel with him crouching and the shot from above. I mean, that's
and they're all like shiny and, you know, glossy, and he's all like grungy and like ashy.
It's that's amazing. Well, Simon, congrats to you, my friend. That is a good score there. Then let's see, get my like here, Paula Sakura, Venom cover. This one was just, you know, I love the detail in it. I mean, you know, I don't know, it's just crazy stuff going on in this one. Sorry.
The upside down crooks are fun.
I know. And the funny thing was, when I first saw it, I didn't catch on. I mean, I didn't see him. I was too focused on Venom. And then I was like, oh shit. And at first I saw the one on the right, and then I looked over and I'm like, shit, there's one on the left. Wait a minute, there's a third one, you know? It's this is
it's a nice composition too, that V.
Yeah, you know, let me see. Actually, we need to get kind of back out of the image to see that. Yeah, look at that. No, this is a really well thought out piece. And again, I mean, look at all the detail in the city there. That's just crazy.
Yeah, Marcus is right. The crooks don't have any fillings.
Crooks, they do. Amazing. But yeah, this is a good one. Let's see. I'm not going to look at how it was published. We don't have time. But this is in Jason G's Calf Gallery, and nice piece. Nice piece. Congrats on that one. Then you know, I picked this because you know, I was thinking about Joe Kubert stuff the other day, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I really like this cover.
I didn't
Sergeant
see
Rock. And the Viking prints.
Viking prints. Hell yeah.
I read that and I thought, this is just too weird. And it's a special issue. I mean, it's a weird composition for a cover, throwing that banner right across the art, you know, like that.
It kind of feels like a War Bonds poster, though.
In a weird way, yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, but you know, again, it's Sergeant Rock, Army of War, at war, and it's Joe Kubert. So this is. You know, I was looking at a lot of Kubert art going into the Adam Kubert show, but I was looking at his dad stuff because I was just remembering how much I liked his stuff, and how I in my mind I've talked myself out of wanting a war page. That I really want to get a Hawkman page. So seeing something like this, I mean, I couldn't buy a cover.
Man, I love this. Who has this?
this was Jeff Sing's calf gallery. Jeff. Man, he always gets the best stuff.
Well, this sings to me.
He has that one framed, says Rich Dan. He had the masthead recreated. Oh, interesting. Let's see. It's not that much bigger, but well, I'm glad he did. I mean, if that wasn't up there, it would look a little odd, right? But yeah, no, this is a beauty. So congrats to Jeff. I mean,
Viking Prince, you want to talk about like a roll call of amazing artists who worked on early DC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff is the man. Let's see here. A couple more pieces from me. Rudy Nebris, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. I mean, everybody knows I kind of like pieces from this, the magazine art, and Nebris on, this is just slick. I love the composition on the piece. I love all the tonal work on it. Yeah. I mean, I could look at artwork from this era all day long, and I don't
love the
think
title too.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, and because it's funny, I remember reading some of the Hulk titles back in the day, the Howard the Duck stuff. I mean, some of the stories I just really didn't like, but I always liked looking at the art, and yeah. So I just every time I see something from this era, it's just nostalgic for me. This is a great piece. The composition's great. Let's see. And When I Died. Yeah, that's cool. So this is in Doug Pfluger's calf gallery. I get the like on that one. But yeah, congrats. Very, very nice pickup for that one. Then I'm back over to a New Mutants piece, because this was something by Alan Davis, and it had the Thing in it.
Oh!
And I thought of you, man. So,
I didn't see this either.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Because this one this is like the last pick I did, actually. Because it snuck up on me too. I was like, oh, cool, man. The thing is, like with this one, I actually liked, I mean, lots of stuff I liked about it, but the panel layout in particular, because it's the two panels at the top, middle one that crosses it horizontally, and then there's three panels at the bottom, but I like how they're equidistant. The size of the one on the left is the same as the one on the top left, but he splits the one over there on the right. When looking at it as a whole, I was like, damn, that's just a really smart layout on there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, it's you can't argue with a nice Alan Davis piece.
No.
Cheat on drawing the entire. Oh, he did.
Okay. Sweatsuit.
Yes.
You know that's why they made him wear that damn wrestling singlet in his solo title too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody complained. Taking me too long to draw. But look at that. I mean, things getting whomped on right there. But I'm sure he came out of it okay. Anyway, nice page here. And who's this in? Sullivan. Sullivan's calf. Very, very nice. All right, give me a like on there. Alan Davis, Paul Neary.
It's so weird that why were the Hulk and Thing fighting in a New Mutants annual?
I don't know. Let's see. This week we can't tell Thing against the Hulk. Oh, it's Steve Davich. Kazra's good friend says it's Warlock versus the Impossible Man, which in my opinion makes it even better. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. So it wasn't. Well, now we know. Interesting. Well, I guess those very comical bash, hit, thud, whamp, bop. That must explain it.
Checks out.
And Marcus confirmed it. All right, Brothers Hildebrandt on this one, Darkness 11 cover. For me, I don't know. They've always had. I love the color choices in this piece. I mean, their work is always kind of solid no matter what. But on this piece, I really like the orange, up against the purple, and the composition of the piece. I just really thought, I couldn't pass this one by, because it's a painted piece from our month of painted artwork as well. And again, just the color choices are nice. The green and the horns. I mean, there's just a lot of nice stuff in here. That did it say what year this was? No, it does not say what year it's from. Oh wait, no, there it is, in 1996. All right, so but I look at this and it reminds me of even like earlier Hildebrandt brother work.
Yeah,
right? It just
I was going to say that's
older.
a palette that they use frequently, like in the lighting technique and things like that. The blue and orange, like. When I see these colors, in those tones, I think of the Hildebrandt brothers.
Yeah, definitely. So so there you go. We picking that one there from the Brothers Hildebrandt, and I got 3 more pieces here. This one is in Phil Hester, who we know is an amazing artist, but has an equally amazing collection of art. One, a Bissett, Toddlebin, Swamp Thing page, Dr. Fate in it. See, I know some of my DC characters. But look at this thing. I mean, the composition is crazy. So you look at this and I just think, man, these guys were doing some crazy experimental stuff, but on a crazy title, right? That just kind of probably demanded it. I love every bit of this page. I mean, I would love to own this page. I
actually think I maybe have more respect for Phil Hester as a curator, even maybe than I do as an artist. And he's a great artist. I have a couple Phil Hesters actually, but his eye, his taste, his the reasons that he loves these artists and these works are so incredibly well founded and well understood. Like he knows exactly why he's buying what he's buying and why he loves it. And I have so much respect for that.
Oh, Marcus says this is the end of their run together too. Wow. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I love the lighting here on Dr. Fate. I mean, the way that he's handling these simple ripples in his cape. I mean, there's just a lot of really smart work in this thing, and the layout. I mean, everything about this page is just unbelievably amazing. I mean, the more I'm looking at it, it keeps getting better and better. I mean, look at the shadows of these little horns on the guy's helmet or whatever his head. I don't know what that is. You know, that's just a lot of effort and a lot of thought put into this piece.
Well, what I think is cool is when you put together, so Swamp Thing had its own feel and its own vibe, and he was in the DC universe proper. So the amount of I don't know, effort or whatever you want to say that it takes to put in Deadman, Dr. Fate, more like the quote unquote spandex crowd, even though they're mystical and whatever, but in that grittier, the different inking, all that stuff that went into Swamp Thing, makes this even cooler to me because it's almost the juxtaposition of the two is interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. This thing is, the more I'm looking at it, it's I want to own this page. It's so great. Good. Darn, man. Well, Phil Hester, congrats. And I agree with everything you said about him as a collector. I mean, he has a great eye, and I got to get him back on the show. I haven't, because I didn't get to interview him when we did that Comic Art Live panel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Who did interview him? Was it Mark? I don't even remember who interviewed him, but whoever it was did an okay job, but I want to have my crack at him.
Was it Mark?
I don't remember. I don't think it was I don't think I was working with Dunebeer then, so I don't think it was him. It might have been, I don't know who interviewed him. Wasn't me. All right, 2 more to go here. And this one I wish I had a bigger scan of. This is a Tom Sutton Vampire Tales page and Steve Cruzier's. And again, I have got to take care of dishing out a premium membership, Steve, from the person who gifted me the 10. I still haven't done that. I need to take the time to get that done. I know the 10 people now. You gave me some selections, and I know who the 10 are. I just have to dish them out, and then we'll actually be able to see some of these pieces in higher detail. But this Morbius piece, again, it's just such a cool layout. I mean, as a title page, I'm assuming, what is it? Page 1. Yeah, issue 4, page 1. If that's a lighthouse, I don't know. But again, it's all just, with the lettering on it, wrapping around the building, the brickwork. It's just a freaking amazing page. And
I'm a sucker for if you can integrate type into a composition. I always love it.
Yeah. No, but darn it, I'm jealous of this one. But this is, again, I got to get that taken care of. And then what we can do is, every week, Chris, we will send Steve an email like, Steve, I really like that piece, but you gotta upload a bigger scan for us.
How about those scans, buddy?
There you go. Kazra says he doesn't deserve it. Make him buy a scanner first. Well, we're not gonna. There's only so much we can do.
Of the scanner.
Man, but anyways, great piece. And Steve, he has a fantastic collection on CAF. He just has never been a premium member, so we've never gotten to see his artwork in the beauty that it deserves. So finally, I got a Cully Hamner piece. This is from the Ride. This one, oh gosh, the scan is so huge because it's a DPS. I just love I love the panel work on the road. When I saw this piece, I was like, this is just here. I gotta only look at it like this, or here, I'll open it like that.
And if the theme would have been vehicles,
exactly,
like I was hoping.
But isn't this cool? I mean, when I'm looking at it, I like it a lot, man. And I never read the ride. I don't know a damn thing about it. I remember when it came out, the covers were kind of cool. They had a lot of guest artists doing stuff. But this is a really very graphic, of course, and not just because of the years going by, but I mean, it's just a really well laid out page. I like it a lot.
Dave Johnson. I think somebody said Steranko.
You
know, that's what that's definitely what I think of too.
It's funny. I didn't think of Steranko, but now that CJ mentioned that, very, very, very true. Yeah, this is slick. Darn it. I like it. Are you rolling through the years? Yes, we are, Marcus. All right. So there you have it. Those are my 10 picks. We did all right. And we almost,
5 minutes.
we didn't. Yeah, we're a little over time, but not too bad.
Good.
So, all right. Well, maybe I won't take on so many, one less variety theme, guests for a night might be good, but it was, at least we had a lot of different stuff to talk about tonight.
It was a fun show.
It was definitely fun. We're going to miss you next week. I hope you have a fantastic birthday on Friday. Everybody should, isn't it Friday? Yeah.
It is. Yeah, Friday. It'll be a lot of fun.
Make sure everybody note that. Just, ping Chris Snorick through his calf gallery next Friday. Send him birthday wishes, everybody.
Or don't.
Or don't. All right, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you, all the effort you continue to put into this show week after week, Chris. Sincerely, you do amazing work here for me. And, it's so much fun to get to hang out with you every single week. I'm going to miss you next week, but I hope you have a great birthday.
Much appreciated. Have fun with Jeff, and may the 4th be with you.
Thank you so much. See ya. All right, everybody. So we went over time again. I'm sorry, but it was well worth it. Nick will be on tomorrow at 7, so you don't want to miss that. I've got shows. I've got tomorrow off, and look for some kind of an update on CAF regarding the show in Orlando tomorrow. So it'll probably be posted late, but we've got some stuff going on, meetings in the afternoon. But I wanted to have a post on the site by 5 that gives you some more details about what we're doing. And outside of that, of course, I've got 2 shows on Saturday, one at 2 p.m. with Dennis Cowan, and then Dexter Soy at 9 p.m. So if you can tune into both of those shows on Saturday, I do appreciate it. If you can only do one, pick your favorite. Tune in. It'll be a good show either way for both of those. So thanks for hanging out with me this long, and enjoy the rest of your week. And I'm going to enjoy my day off tomorrow. And Peter Rose just supported the Kickstarter. I will get the link. No, I have the link to the Kickstarter already in the show description, everybody. So please support the Meanwhile Kickstarter that Kevin and set up there. Lots of good stuff going on with them, and can't say enough. So everybody, have a wonderful night. Yeah, hamburgers. Yeah, Kazra is coming over tomorrow. He's helping me with some of the logistics on the show. So it's hamburgers for lunch tomorrow, and then nothing but work until we're done. So, all right, guys, I'm calling it. I got to go. It's after midnight. I got to get some